What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Insomniacs Podcast. We got a great show for you today. Damn, I'm messing up already. Starting 2021 with the bang. This week, we have fellow podcast member who missed our show last time for good reasons. To start off with our panel members, we got CC. How you been, CC? We missed you last week.
What it do, y'all? Happy New Year. Wish all of y'all have a safe and blessed New Year.
Hey, shout out to that. CoolHandCruz, what up, baby?
Man, what's going on, baby? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pick the energy up here, man. Let's get hype, Thursday. You know what day it is? Insomniacs Podcast. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. iTrip, what up, baby?
Yo, what's good? Let's get it, everybody.
Last but not least, $, what up?
I do it.
It's fucking amazing each time, bro. I love your intro.
All right. Well, again, welcome back, everybody. Shout out to you, List Night. You know who you are. Thanks for pulling up on us. Yeah, man. Let's get into it. I just kind of want to, let's catch up. It's been, last episode we were able to kind of let everyone know what we've been up to since the new year and like what was going on. CC, was there anything, you want to share that happened in your life or anything gaming related that you can catch us up on?
Are we going into topics now or are we just talking about personal?
Yeah, personal, bro.
Personal stuff.
Just
catching up.
Honestly, I just started kicking back. Was, browsing through Game Pass a little bit more. Decided to re-pick up Destiny and try out the new Beyond Light DLC. Those DLCs, they're some bread. So, that's kind of the big reason why I stopped playing it. So it was kind of nice to be able to pick back up and just kind of get I'm already paying for the Game Pass. So I got the DLC and Destiny, just downloaded it again, popped it in, grinded it out, having fun, So that's what I've been kind of doing recently. Just kind of getting back into Destiny, but.
All right. Well, I know we have some games that you're really interested in that coming up in topics, so we'll get to that soon. I wanted to update everyone from last week. I was telling you guys how I got a modded PS3, and I'm getting all these old games, and I'm still looking for suggestions. But
hold on, wait, Nova, you got a modded PS3?
Yeah, I got a modded PS3. We talked about it last week,
bro. I'm just messing with you. If y'all didn't know, Nova got a modded PS3.
Yeah, man. Not everyone pro, so you know what I'm saying? Let me talk my shit. I did happen to pick up a PSX on eBay, which is essentially the best version of the PS2 that's ever came out. It's essentially a PS2 with a built-in video recorder. So essentially think TiVo.
Before TiVo, right?
But way back then, yeah. We're talking PS2 times. It only came out in Japan. There's a picture of it up there for you guys to look at.
Do you know what year that one dropped?
Early 2000. I want to say like 02, 03. It was a commercial failure in Japan, so they never released it outside. But the cool thing about it is, again, you could record stuff, and it was the debut of the cross media bar. So like the user interface that you're familiar with from like Sony TVs back in the day, and especially the PS3. It was on this, so it's cool. It's like having a PS3 UI on a PS2 that has like 160 gigabyte hard drive in it. So it's just something for the collection. Wanted to get everyone familiarized with that. If you didn't know already, we got 13 people here. Yo, hit the like button. We're trying to get 300 subs on this channel, so yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Let's get into these topics though. Start off, let's talk about Bungie. I know CC was talking about Destiny, but let's talk about Bungie's archive of old Halo stats, screenshots, pictures, and more being removed. To my Xbox guys, especially, I'm gonna start off with you, Trip. How do you feel about this? I know like Halo is a big cornerstone of your gaming experience, especially a competitive game like Halo Online. Having those stats removed is kind of a big, middle finger to the players.
Some bullshit is what it is. It's some straight fucking bullshit. First second I read that shit, I immediately went to Waypoint trying to get all my damn stats out of there. And lo and behold, I look at Halo 2, look at Halo 3. This shit tried to tell me I never played it before. I never wanted to break my laptop. So,
but that's weird because it's saying that that on February 9th, that's when the site is going to be taken offline permanently.
I think that whenever I switched to the 1, it might have just erased the 360 stats or something, because the only stats I had on there were when I played Master Chief Collections on the 1. Now I know damn well I have put thousands upon thousands of multiplayer games and custom games, so there's no way in hell I should have no damn stat.
Did you go on the Bungie site?
Bungie's. I went on Waypoint. There's a new. I mean, Bungie made Waypoint where it kept everything. Or did everything move to Bungie site?
Yeah. It's like halo.bungie.net. That's the website.
Yeah.
Bro. Don't play with me.
I was looking it up right now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You got till the 9th.
I still might break this shit.
Do you care about these Halo stats going away at all?
Personally, I don't. I know some people really do though, but that's the thing. But I mean, I've never been. If I'm good, I know my stats. Like, I really don't need it to be measured out for me. But some people like that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people put hundreds of hours into Halo.
I think it has to do with competitive, right? That's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah, all competitive. I don't give a shit about campaign. I know I got all the skulls. I know I did that shit last, so I don't give a shit.
I mean, for the competitive, I mean, again, it's a nice way to kind of gauge someone's benchmark if you're trying to play with them for the first time. But at the end of the day, you're either good or you're not. Like, and again, if you take a hiatus from a game for X amount of months, like those stats don't mean shit. So
yeah, it's not like riding a bike. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you have to consistently grind and keep your keep your stats up, really. So
yeah, I say if you take a long break from a game, at least for me, it takes me about 2 to 3 weeks to really get back in it. But I mean, that's 2 to 3 weeks of consistently playing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like even now, as I'm playing Destiny, I'm now starting to get hitting them all the time. You know what I'm saying? Actually hitting my mark. I hopped in that thing and I was just over swinging left, over swinging right. And I was like, oh my God, I can't hit anything.
But as from this point to from the point where you started, how long was that? Was that a 2 week to 3 week gap?
Oh no, it was I probably stopped playing and
No, I'm talking about when you started getting back into it to this point.
Oh yeah, it's probably been about 2 weeks.
Boom, my stats are correct.
Just getting there.
So, I mean, personally, it doesn't affect me, but if I was a Halo diehard, which a lot of Xbox guys I know,
80%
at some point Halo diehards, and if you want to bring it back to LAN parties and all that shit, stats. That was a bragging right? You go to school and be like, oh, okay, what's your KD though?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Don't get me wrong on that. Yes.
I mean, if KD is fire, you got to at least take a screenshot. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that they're wiping all the records is kind of take your screenshots now and just kind of look back at it as a memory.
I mean, honestly, how often
this bullshit
screenshots though?
This shit still says I'm not on there. We're gonna have a fucking problem. Fuck this bullshit.
There you go.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Fuck you, Bungie.
Now I gotta download some stupid ass app. Fuck out of here.
Is it Bungie's problem or is it Microsoft?
That's what I was gonna say.
We're not tracking this anymore.
I'm on Bungie.
Is it Bungie who is no longer tracking it, and then 343 has to now track it?
So everything used to go through Waypoint. So eventually, once right before Bungie told everything to set it off,
that would make sense.
Everything went to Waypoint.
I think it's
the fact that Halo would still be, or Bungie would still be tracking Halo's.
The fact
that would be ridiculous. I'd be I sold this.
But they haven't tracked it since, what was it, Halo 3?
I was going to say
Halo 3 ODST.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. That was the last time they did it. So
let's be real. Microsoft owns the franchise.
IP.
Yeah. They own the IP. Bungie has nothing to do with the Halo franchise at all.
The fact that they've kept it this long, thank your lucky fucking stars. Take your screenshot and go home, bro. Like, simple.
And lucky shit. Well, shit ain't shit on here. It's some bullshit.
It's like, what do these screenshots really even like equivalent to? It's like,
I mean, I
was
would
this
hope,
good.
I mean, I would.
I wasted this much of my life on this motherfucking game.
Maybe for like
that's what it is.
I'll say maybe for like the competitive gamer. Like, I don't know if they still run Halo tournaments like that anymore, but I mean,
That'd be like, what do you?
I would have hoped that they would have kind of migrated all those stats over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got a different gamer tag now. Like what? Yep, that's because I had a different gamer tag.
Like
there it is. There it is. I had to put my own gamer tag. That's why.
Stat. I mean, if we're gonna talk stats, like, don't show me what was.
Bro.
I want to hear. What are your stats, man? What are they looking like?
I'm going through. Just all it's showing right now is last time played, and all that shit. I'm trying to find this shit. Let me see. Career stats summary.
Here we go.
Let's see.
Drumroll.
Playtime 16 days, 5 hours, 41 minutes, 39,000 kills, 299 deaths, 32,000. So positive. It was positive. Okay. 13.44 kills per game. Okay.
Not bad.
All right.
Crazy.
Let's see. There it is. DMR kills 15,000. The next is melee kills at 5,000. There you go.
There you go.
This is just competitive too. This is not all of multiplayer.
And what game is this for?
Halo 3.
Halo 3? Oh.
Yeah, a little trouble.
Like, you remember that movie Fun with Dick and Jane when they were like making fun of what's the name? Jim Carrey for saying statistics.
Statistics.
All right. Well, now that we have the stats, let's move on to another Microsoft property. Let's talk about why Bethesda delayed the ESO DLC announcement. So CC, I know that something that you brought up to us. So I know that you and Trip are huge fans of ESO. So yeah, what's the deal? Why they delay this DLC announcement and tell us about this DLC? Like what's good? What's good in the ESO world?
In case you don't know, it's Elder Scrolls Online DLC is called the Gates of Oblivion. It was postponed until January 26th. It was initially planned to launch on January 21st, which was today. So could have had some ESO, but again, I do not disagree with why they did it at the end of the day. They were looking out for their employees, and at the end of the day, they were just being cautious. With everything going on over in the Capitol, they felt that it was a smart idea to just lay low and push their update out in a couple of days after it was supposed to. 5 days isn't that much. It's not going to kill us at the end of the day, but
was there any backlash to this at all?
Players are always going to have. There was a little bit, but at the end of the day, like, how mad can you really be about 5 days?
Yeah, especially after what was going on.
Literally 2 weeks ago.
Right. I mean, the rest of the world was a little mad that they're kind of saying that, like, it almost feels like they're being punished for something that's going on here, but you have to think at the end of the day, a lot of their Bethesda employees live in or around DC. So, in order to keep them safe, it's crazy out there, and it's no need to take an unnecessary risk if you don't have to. If you want these games to keep coming out, maybe let's not get our devs killed on the way to work.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this Gates of Oblivion. As you've heard me mention a million times on the show, Oblivion was my first foray into the Elder Scrolls universe, and it was still to this day probably one of my top 10 favorite gaming experiences of all time. It was
yeah.
Skyrim is great, right? The combat system, the magic, how they did upgrades was great, and Oblivion may have had too many skill trees, but still, Oblivion was the shit. So I want to hear about this Oblivion DLC because I've never looked into ESO like that. But shit, you mentioned Oblivion, it might pull me in there.
Well, it is going to be it's one of the most packed DLCs that they have released recently. It's a major expansion, not just an
Goddamn.
expansion. So, if they're throwing the word major in front of it when they could have just called it an expansion regardless, it's about to be big.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I still need to look up a little bit more about it, but
Yeah.
from what I've seen so far, I mean, the trailer looks dope. By any chance, could we get a trailer up?
It might be too.
We got Bernie.
Yeah, we got
Bernie holding down.
He's representing for on his way to Skyrim right now from Oblivion.
We can get Bernie. I'm good with Bernie.
Yeah, I'm good with Bernie there. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens after.
Based off the trailer, from what I've seen, it doesn't give off too much. You have this person holding like a book. It looks like a book of destruction. You're getting like flashbacks of this familiar place. She doesn't know where she really is. She's kind of walking around it, more like flying, to be honest. But you get to this like fiery, like kind of stone place with some pillars around it. And then this like, what? She's like summoning a demon or something like that.
Oh yeah,
and that's kind of like the end of the trailer. But I mean, honestly, it just looks so epic. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm so excited to actually play it, but I haven't seen too much about it besides.
I'm sure the
what I've seen.
Daedra Lords are gonna be kicking your ass because
we're gonna fry the shit out of them.
Dude, that was literally when I saw one, I was like, "Yo, they put Darth Maul into a video game. This is crazy."
Yeah, Dark.
They
DLC.
they look like Darth Maul. You can't change my opinion. That they got their black and red faces, man. The horns, and
demon looking fools.
Right, they got multiple hands like swinging at you.
There's more shit to chop off.
That was my favorite and last spell I remember getting in Oblivion, where I was able to summon one, and then there was like something else you could do to summon two at once. But I'm pretty sure it was the final summoning spell.
I was actually able to do that in Skyrim. I could I could shout for the dragon to come in, but then I could also I messed the game up, but I could do unlimited shouts, and I could also shout and then spawn like a spirit dragon and have two dragons fighting with me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I was gonna say, when you told me how you broke that game,
yeah,
pretty crazy. I'm so looking forward to the next Elder Scrolls, yo. Like,
and the funny thing is, I haven't tried it on yet, so I don't think I need to. I'm gonna go ahead and try it, but just for in case anyone.
What did you say, C-Dolla?
So you better get an Xbox.
Yeah.
I can just play it on PC, but what were you saying, CC?
But for anyone who's interested, how I did break Skyrim was that in my skill tree, I believe it was potions. I went all the way up in alchemy and all the way up in armor making. When I was done crafting my armor, I crafted a set of armor initially that would make my potion stronger. Then I made a potion that made my armor stronger. So then I would drink the potion to make my armor stronger, craft the armor to make potions stronger.
This man had just
kind of just inceptioned back and forth for a little bit, and then it basically was just spiraling out of control, and then I could end up making my armor made potions that was 5,000% more effective. And then I made it like millions more effective. So then at a certain point, the game broke.
This man wasn't even playing the game.
That's insane.
I could shout. I could shout unlimited.
Fallout 4 had like a similar bug to that, where like. If
I was killing Daedra off in one hit.
So much money and stuff. It's like messing with their systems.
Fallout 4 was easy to break.
Yeah, I mean, I never broke it, but I've seen a lot of videos of people breaking that game.
Yeah,
Death claws in one hit because they were bitches.
I broke that game from the jump because there was like a book you got in the very beginning that if you made your dog pick it up, it gave you one free skill point. So you just tell the dog to keep picking it up, and then you pick it off him, and it would always create a duplicate. So I just did that enough times, got all the skills, and I just instantly hated the game. Plus, I think they gave you your power suit way too early in the game. It felt
never used the power suit.
Well, yeah, but if the option's there and you're like, yo, let me kill this Deathclaw, I don't know. It just felt like they gave it to me too early. I broke the game too early. and I never went back to Fallout 4. And plus, I don't know, Fallout 3 just hit different, especially being.
I dressed like a mailman and talk shit the whole time.
I do have to say that when I broke the game, I did it more towards the end of the game. Like I was like already done. I completed like everything, and I was literally just bored looking for shit to do. But at a certain point, it felt like that's what the character should have felt like when I was done with the game, and it felt like I was just too weak for beating the game. If that makes sense. Like, I felt like I should have, after completing all of these dungeons and finding all of these shouts across the map, like I should be able to use them, not shout once every 30 minutes. Like what?
Yeah, that game just has endless like side shit to do. So
yeah,
I'm just looking I'm looking forward. Wow, what is up with
Yo,
me?
shout out Salty in the chat, man. What's good, bro?
Oh, shout out to you, Salty. I'm losing it today. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6, and I can't wait to play it.
You know what? I hope you guys get it.
On PC?
I'm getting on PC.
No, just PlayStation.
Oh.
Don't be surprised.
I hope we don't. Just so y'all have an exclusive.
What?
Yeah. Don't be surprised if it does.
It's like, nah, we're definitely getting it. It's always been a cross-gen game. Except, actually, no, it hasn't been, because Morrowind never came out on PlayStation to this day.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was still some of the older ones, right?
Yeah, and the older ones were on PC before Morrowind.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
I'm looking forward to it. Let's,
hey, I'm just ready
Salty,
to go
we were
take
just
a look
talking
at
about
Siege
ESO, being like they delayed the announcement of it. But we're gonna get into the next topic here. Let's talk about this Ninja Gaiden director. I'm gonna butcher his name, Tomonobu Itagaki. He started his new studio, right? Keep in mind, this guy's the director of Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive, right? So he's triple OG in this gaming streets. He's open to working with Microsoft. So again, another topic, kind of more towards Xbox and Microsoft. What do you guys feel about this? I mean, we all know that Ninja Gaiden Black came out on. Let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure it was the OG Xbox, but I'm double checking. So there is like precedence of a relationship with Microsoft. So let's see, Ninja Gaiden Black.
All in all, it really depends, because we all know the last two Ninja Gaidens weren't that great.
Yeah.
Dead or Alive is they have more of a kind of like a cult fan base when it comes to their games. I'm not really a Dead or Alive fan. I mean,
but you're talking two different types.
No, but we talking about what he's done, right?
For sure.
So in terms of this,
no, you
go
go,
ahead.
Cool Hands. You go.
Yeah. So the whole thing is just more like, what is it really? I don't care about it until I find out what he's. The gaming industry is a "what have you done for me lately?"
Okay.
Industry, and if it ain't a hit, then I don't want to hear about it.
Okay. I mean, again, new studio. We're probably not gonna see anything in a while. I think if I'm Microsoft or I'm Phil Spencer, let's say, I'm looking at this and saying, hell yeah, third party exclusive, let's go. You're open to work with us again. They own Ninja Theory. Let's do something.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty telling that he said, I know Microsoft is still aggressive. Which to me means that Microsoft has been, going out to these publishers and saying, hey, we want some games. Like, what can we make exclusive? Or at least it gives me, a feeling that they're going out and talking to these, different companies.
I agree.
So again, I do want to confirm. So yeah, Ninja Gaiden Black was only on the original Xbox, and playable through Xbox 360 through back compat. So yeah, I mean they have that established relationship. So yeah, this is interesting. I hope something comes. Yeah, I hope something comes about this.
I don't know. For me, Ninja Gaiden was always a Shinobi ripoff. That's just me.
Hey, I don't know. I
think that's reasonable, but
I think it has its place.
Yeah, it definitely has its place.
I mean, it was a hack and slash. That was about it.
Yeah, but I feel like now it could
Every
be
game
something different. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like now it would be way different. Like now, I feel like they actually have a platform where they could, create combos and.
I mean, if anything, if you're gonna do Ninja Gaiden, I don't know who owns the IP. I don't want to get this wrong, but if Itagaki still owns the IP, if Microsoft owns the IP and they give it to him, maybe just do a hard reboot of the original. The last two.
See, I'm tired of that. I'm so tired of just reboots.
We talked about this. Remember, we talked about this last year. Remember, that was my fear. I don't want. Remember, we talked about this, saying that games are going to be like movies in terms of they're going to just stay in the realm of remakes and remasters and shit like that.
That shit's going to drive me away. I need change and innovation.
Yeah, shout out to Cyber Dragon, Saltiest Gaming, Sleep Warrior, Chris C. Chrissy said, "Yo, y'all really did this to my man Bernie. Yo, he's on his way to.
He's on his way, bro.
To Skyrim, bro. He's
my man's fly.
My Democratic Party got him out of here.
My man had that jacket since '78, bro. Like,
yo, shout out to our 18.
That is the same jacket from that meme.
That's what I'm saying. It really is, though. He's had that jacket for eons, bro. Like,
how you doing, Chris?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Shout out to everyone in the chat. Yo, drop a like on the video. Yo, if we get to 20 concurrent viewers, I'm dropping a code. I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
we're at 18, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yo, come on.
Maybe I should do like a likes target or something.
2 more. Let's go. Since 78.
Yeah.
I already know.
Out.
Yo, my man frugal with the cash though. Bernie, look.
Yo, Bernie, don't forget, Bernie is running. If I'm read the news right, he's in charge of like a huge part of like finance for the government. So
hell yeah! Did you see my man at the inauguration? He looked like he had some place to go, bro. He was like, "Yo, I'm here, but nigga, I got a job."
Yeah. Where's the $2,000 checks? I heard that's been since March. But you know what? Let's bring it back to gaming real quick.
Stop worrying about the Stimmy Turners.
The Stimmy Turners.
So again, back to Ninja Gaiden Director Itagaki. Koei, Tecmo, they still own Ninja Gaiden. But again, we forget Ninja Gaiden. Give us a third party. Do what Sony did with Kojima Studios, right? Partner with them. You got a new studio. Get funding from Microsoft, and give us something new. Based on the type of games he's made before. He can do a hack and slash. He can do fighters. Good. So
yeah, I mean, it really just depends on what the idea is and how it's going to be presented at this point. I feel like the first game out. I feel like Microsoft in general is behind the 8 ball with whatever they're going to produce right now, because the last generation they didn't really have exclusives like that, which kind of hilted them. And so now that they've announced that they have some exclusives coming out right now, the Medium, which I'm assuming is a timed exclusive.
It is.
Okay, so they're behind the 8 ball because their exclusives need to perform. I'm talking about like you can't do no less than an 86. You know what I mean? Like you need to do 90s. You need to hit these numbers. You need to give these people a reason to be like, oh, this is why I'm going to stay here. The games are here.
This is like a small studio, right? This is some guy who left a big company and now he made his own like independent studio. So
but I'm talking.
Microsoft makes a game with them, it's probably gonna be like a AA, some Game Pass fun.
But I'm just talking in the general spectrum though.
He made a AAA game with a small team with the right budget. So I mean, we can't really say that for sure, but yeah, we can assume it might be a AA Game Pass game. But again, it's a new studio. We don't know what talent he has with them. We don't know anything. We just know that he's open to working with Microsoft, and Microsoft is open to opening that checkbook. So, it's all speculation past that.
Zaddy's pockets are deep, baby.
Exactly.
We are, baby.
Come on, Zaddy.
Oh no! Send it back. Take him out, coach. Take him out.
Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about CD Projekt Red shareholders filing another lawsuit against CD Projekt Red. CoolHand, I know you brought this one to my attention. Can you give us a breakdown of this, the second lawsuit against CD Projekt Red? Like, goddamn, if I hear another,
listen, it's just
I'm done.
It's just the same shit. It's just a nosedive right now, right? Like we've already there's like a big asterisk on this company at this point. You know, they lied in terms of, you know, footage when they gave it to these influencers when they were trying to promote the game, all the glitches coming out.
NDAs.
They're losing what? How many percentage drop of their shares did they lose? It was like 39% of their shares, but then they lost 70% of their player base on Steam now. Already multiple retailers are putting the game on sale. Like, it's insane. So this is more of less to do, like, you know, the agency has the power to fine CDP to 10% of its income should it deem their refund practice unsatisfactory. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The game has 13 million copies sold, even accounting for refunds. So, like, even with the refunds, they still have 30 million copies sold. So, I mean, this is more an internal thing. I'm guessing it's just one of those things. I mean, I feel like the lawsuits are just going to keep piling up from here.
Yeah, I mean, they have a tall task to do with fixing the last gen console versions. Hey man, I'm not mad at them getting sued. We all know they made all development costs up on first day sales. So yeah, they can lose some money. They're not a
lot of money. I mean, hopefully, once again, and we talked about this on the show. Hopefully, it can get Sony and Microsoft to kind of be better at vetting these studios in terms of what they're being promised.
Yeah, I mean, but they have a whole process, which is like going gold,
but that's what I'm saying. They need
like a, you know, something they say they do, but they don't actually do anymore. But they should start actually doing these games and making sure they're good when they go gold. Don't promise day one patches or day zero patches. Like, make sure the game is good when it's going gold. That's what that's there for.
Dalasan, I sent you a PM, and also your mic quality dropped off.
Yeah, and I think that's but I'm saying that, but that's in general, right? So again, we hope Sony and Microsoft can do a better job. Like, they tighten up the reins and they don't just go by their word at this point, because CD Projekt Red's word at this point is nothing. You can just as hard it was to get some respect, you lost it that quick.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's a little harsh.
Yeah, I mean, they sold 13 million copies. There's still a lot of people that really enjoyed it. Like, I really
that's
enjoyed
what
that
I'm saying.
game.
Like, I will say that I am, I guess, one of the small percentage of people who enjoyed that game, and I played on the Series X. I'm not playing it on 3090 or, you know, I'm still playing it at this, you know, lesser quality they're talking about. Obviously, it's not on the last gen, but I personally think the sentence that they got from the public was very harsh. I think it needed to definitely happen. Don't get me wrong. Like, games definitely need to be held accountable for their actions and stop, you know, releasing things that are half-assed and half-done. But they also admitted that it was a lot of pushback.
But they got. But the thing is, they admit it. Everyone's sorry until they get caught. They got caught, and which is why.
I mean, no, they definitely. I mean, they screwed up. You know, they released footage that wasn't real. You know, they were definitely skewing.
That's PC footage.
I mean, yeah, it was real. That's the thing. I mean, they were just skewing it. They were steering their customers in a direction, and you're never supposed to do that.
I can tell you, like, the PC version, that build is crack.
Mm-hmm.
But the console build is not that. It's not good.
Yeah, I also heard that the game was originally going to come out in third person. Would that have made any difference for you guys?
I never heard that. They've been saying first person for a minute.
I saw a third person mod that somebody released.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you may be getting confused with.
Yeah, no, they've been pushing first person.
Yeah, I have no idea until my PC's built.
You took away Bernie going to Ulrich Stormcloak.
Yeah, we're talking about Cyberpunk, but for some reason,
no. Cyberpunk was originally meant to be played in third person, and that's from thegamer.com.
Well, I mean, pretty early on, they did say it was gonna be first person.
I mean,
they said they were
I
going to be
wouldn't
wall running,
opposed.
right? And we lost wall running.
I wish you would have the option to choose.
consoles.
Yeah.
I wish you could choose like Grand Theft Auto. Like you can choose to play first person, or you can choose to play third person. I feel like that's.
Well, they probably got to fix the character models if they're gonna add multiplayer.
Well, I mean, I would have liked to see third person because I mean, just looking at, I don't own the game, and I've seen you guys, play the game, CC, you especially, only because I've seen you do the whole character customization process, thoroughly on Twitch, and man, it was a long process, and I'm just saying, like, you did all that and you can't even see what your character looks like. I would have at least loved the option to go from like first to third. You know what I mean?
If I'm running around with my tits out, I want to see it.
Exactly. Also, shout out Cyber Dragon, saying speak that truth. Thank you for not sugarcoating. Also saying Sony delisted Cyberpunk because it did not pass the waiver they signed. Sony Bend signed a waiver for Days Gone as well, but they passed the day one patch to fulfill the waiver agreement. Yeah. And Last Thump says Bernie wants 85% of your paycheck.
Yeah. Here you go, Bernie. Want to live in a socialist regime. All right, well, enough on Cyberpunk. I'm literally sick of hearing about this game. Let's move on. Let's talk about Sony Santa Monica looking for an art director for an unannounced IP. We don't know. This could be the next God of War. It could be something new. It could be the space-themed game that Corey Barlow has been teasing for.
Got 20 watchers.
No, we're at 19. 20?
Oh, it just
19.
dropped. It just dropped.
Yeah, I saw 20 as well.
Gotcha. Damn.
You gotta hold your word.
Come on, y'all. You get it. Look, keep us to 20, and let's stay at 20.
Oh no! You're gonna change the rules on us now.
Hold on, let's see.
I'm seeing 19
going on. So, let's talk about this. So, Sony Santa Monica, right? Creators of God of War could be working on something else here. Now we know Ragnarok is way in the development. Highly doubt they'd be looking for an art director this far along. I mean, we know they got their shit together, based on what they've done in the past. So let's put on our speculation hats again. Who is anyone here familiar with Corey Barlog? Like he's been like teasing some type of sci-fi game for the past like.
I think I have an idea what the game is.
What's that? What's your take?
I think it's Did you ever watch that Raising Kratos documentary Sony put out a few years ago?
Oh, 20 watchers. Let's go, Nova. Drop the code.
All right.
Holding you to it.
On the 20 in here, bear with me. I will drop the code. I promise y'all. People signing on to their other accounts right now trying to hit that 20. I see y'all. But it's all good. It's all good.
I'll sign on to 2 accounts just for y'all.
But I'll drop the code. Just stick with us during the show. You'll see it. I'll give y'all an announcement when it's dropping in a second. But yeah, let's get into this. So
yeah, I was saying, like, have you seen Raising Kratos, the documentary?
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't.
So part of that documentary talk about this project called Internal 7, which was it was in development for like 2 or 3 years. And it was supposed to be like a sci-fi epic where they're like traveling to different like it looks like they go to different planets and shit and see undiscovered alien life, and it kind of had like it kind of seemed like No Man's Sky, but maybe like an RPG instead of like an open world version. And and when they dropped the game, when they canceled the game, they actually laid off a major part of their company of Santa Monica, and it was like a huge blow, and it like really hurt like a large part of their staff. And I think it was over 100 developers that survived the layoff and joined the God of War team. So I think they're gonna restart this project.
Do you think they were able to because of the money they made from they made back on God of War?
Yeah, and if it's been 3 years in development, I'm sure they have assets, maybe a script already done or at least in the works.
So you think it's the third installment of God of War?
No, I think it's a new IP.
Oh, you think it's a new IP? Okay.
Yeah, no, they said new IP.
Yep, new IP, completely new IP. No Corey Barlog, he was putting some like teases up on his Twitter for a while, doing like some very sci-fi themed emojis and shit, and a lot of people were trying to decrypt his like really cryptic tweets. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But if Corey's behind it, I'm interested. I got my ears perked. Yo, we're staying at a solid 20. Y'all really want this code? All right. I appreciate. I'm testing y'all to see if y'all gonna hit. But code is coming. Trust me. I'm in the process. I didn't know if we were gonna hit 20. So.
Yo, you little
21.
21.
I got something I want to talk about. Let's pivot a little bit.
21.
The designer behind Star Fox, F-Zero, and Tingle leaves Nintendo after 30 years. Trip, you brought this to my attention, man. Why should we care about this? Who is this guy? Let me know.
Oh shit, my bad. I'm still looking at this shit. These motherfuckers don't have my videos. It's some bullshit.
Wait,
nah, my bad. All right, so yeah, this guy, the whole motherfucker, they got my pictures, they got my stats, they ain't got my goddamn video. Like I can see the video, but I can't see the video. Some bullshit. I know it's there. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, this website's trash. Try again later. Like some bullshit. But no, we talk about Takaya Imamura. My man was working for Nintendo for over 30 years, 6 different generations of Nintendo systems, and he's finally calling it. He had so much to do. Yeah, like you said, he was the graphics designer for Fox, for Captain Falcon. He did F-Zero. He did Star Fox, even Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. That's one of the first games I even like mentally remember playing like as like a baby. Like that's just wild. He did Donkey Kong for Game Boy. He was the designer for Fox on Smash, the first 2 Smashes. Like he's an OG. He's been there for a hot minute. And like, yeah, he said it's finally time. It says he's moving on. He hasn't really gone too deep on what he's doing next, but like he's definitely one of the OGs in design for Nintendo, man. He did so much for them. Like it's wild. His sheet on the things he's done is I'll give you a little bit. Like the games he's done: F-Zero, Legend of Zelda, Star Fox, Star Fox 64, every single F-Zero, and every single game dealing with Star Fox. His first game that he even directed. Yeah, right? The first game that he actually directed was Steel Driver, and that's a little bit more recent, 2014. But yeah, he's done so. Yeah, the most recent I guess was what, the Starlink, the Star Fox game, Starlink, that was on the Switch. But like, yeah, this man, he's been there for a hot minute.
Yo,
hot minute.
Salute to the OG, man. You know,
right?
You gotta pay respect to a guy that would like. I guess since we don't know his future, you know, when you know your time is up, you know, you just kind of call it on your own, right?
Right. All the goats always know when it's time to call it quits, and he's definitely one of them.
And yo, salute.
Sleep, my guy.
Shout out to you, bro. I'm sorry. I'm over here trying to get this code out.
You trying to watch my videos too? Fucking too, bro. Me fucking too.
Yes. Thank you for your service, Takaya Imamura.
We salute you.
We salute you. And I'm gonna be playing Smash in honor of you tonight.
You want that Smash work?
Oh, what you trying to do?
I'll throw some hands.
Hey, bro. Okay, bro. All right. Okay.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
And I still want to
all you guys with Cloud
Smash tournament.
Hold on.
That's 1 week.
Nova, your dumpster juice is Smash.
I'm just gonna be Kirby and then turn into a brick. And
coming from a guy who's never played me a match of Smash, but okay, I'm dumpster juice.
You said you're not good at Smash. You said this live on air.
You know what? I'm gonna just
things change.
Smash tournament.
Things change in a week.
Yo, I'm still waiting for y'all cappers to get me up on that Fall Guys. Or no, what is it?
Boy, you capping? Download it.
What's up?
Exactly.
Right. Set up the
is it downloaded?
Time and a day for the stream.
Like,
we will do this.
Are you
tonight?
This game?
Like what?
Tonight?
We can do it tonight.
Tonight is it.
All right,
I will be streaming Fall Guys tonight. Watch.
Y'all hear it? I don't believe it till I see a link, until I see a tweet. I don't believe it.
You need to see you got my Twitch name down here.
Did you get
Follow right now.
Did you get the Doom skin?
Oh my god, that was the
CC?
cutest skin ever.
That was adorable. I got it too. I was like, oh, this is fire.
No, I'm mad I didn't get it.
Damn,
That was
yeah,
one
I
of the most
caught the Doom
adorable skins
Eternal
I've ever
joint.
seen
It
in
was
my life.
fire.
I didn't know you can make something from Doom look cute.
Was it
Was
like
it-
the Master Chief looking suit, or is it like a demon?
Nah, well, you had the Master Chief looking one, and then you had the monsters.
There's like a monster
that?
with like you know the teeth were like kind of like going around your eyes and shit. It was just
Yeah, it's fire.
it was real fire.
All right, I'm waiting on this code, guys. So thanks for bearing with me.
Yes. And
It will be dropped very soon.
while we're waiting, ladies and gentlemen, can you guys tell me what you guys are currently playing tonight?
Yeah, drop some shit in the
In the chat.
Oh,
What's
Emperor
good, Emperor of Wrath?
is a Wraith.
Wraith?
My dyslexic
Right.
buddy.
I can't read, bro.
We all got learning difficulties.
We all got disabilities.
What's up, Emperor Wrath? Boy, about your head, that ass.
I'm gonna call you tongue twister the way you've been messing up today.
I really have been.
Right.
Yo, let's talk about Resident Evil 8. Yo, this is this is the news of the day. I want to show y'all a trailer. I want to show y'all some gameplay. Everyone in the chat, I want to hear what y'all think about this game. So let's go ahead and run the trailer, and yeah, let's take a look. If you're just joining us again, I'm about to drop a code in the chat. There you go. Thank you.
Emperor. Literally
my
spelling
fault.
it out for you.
My fault, Wraith. My fault, Wraith.
All right, so let's all
I'm a
look
little
Like
at
a phantom.
let's all look at this trailer, and you know, if you haven't seen this yet, you know, this is your first impression. After this, we're gonna play some gameplay, and again, I want to hear what people think about it. Thank you, Cyber Dragon, dropping what you're playing right now. Bless Unleash, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, Link Evolution. I need to check that out. And Maneater.
Oh, man, that's the free game on PlayStation Plus this month, right? The one where you're like a shark.
Yeah, I haven't played
I believe
Souls. I messed up my world tendency, and not to like go around and like kill these optional dragons to like make my world tendency better, so I can get some coins to get some special armor that they added just for the remake.
Damn. I bought like Force Unleashed last. I mean, not Force Unleashed. I bought Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order last minute when they did their holiday sale, and I just been hooked on that.
I don't know why.
Really good game.
We watching this Resident Evil game. What do y'all think about this?
I think it's dope. I like the gothic themes. It looks like Bloodborne with a gun, which that speaks to me.
This looks creepy as shit.
I'll say this: ever since playing Resident Evil 7 on VR, I think that's the only way I could play this game at this point.
And it is coming out in VR.
VR
Like,
definitely spoils you. Don't get me wrong.
It did, bro. When I played Resident Evil on VR, I was scared shitless. Like that's not an exaggeration.
Yeah, I don't have any scary
Man, had to
games
change
on
his
my
pen.
VR, so I think I'm definitely gonna have to do that.
Like the dude they
Would
showed at the end, doesn't he look like a hunter, like with a boom hammer?
I want to get like an Outlast. or
Yes.
something.
that the guy at the end is from Resident Evil 4.
True. Well, he looks like a hunter, like he be slaying some beasts.
Probably. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys picked up the last one, but if you haven't played Resident Evil in, let's say, a couple games or generations, does this look interesting?
Definitely generation.
Yeah, definitely looks interesting.
No, I want to hear from
Not
people
from
who
the
usually
trailer,
play
I would
Resident
say.
Evil games. Is this something you might be interested in getting like
So
back?
far, not from the trailer, I would say, because I'm not
we're,
really.
we're about to run
into
some
Resident.
game.
Yeah, once I see the gameplay, I'll give it more of an input. But as my first take, personally,
got gameplay
I don't
on
play
the right.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, well, again, they changed it up. It's first person now, which some people are about. But again, this game in VR, the story, them going back to the roots of the story, I think this is gonna be great. And as you'll see in the gameplay, it gets pretty fucking creepy.
Yeah, Resident Evil in VR will give you a heart attack.
Oh shit!
I just love that gothic theme. Ever since
Yeah.
Bloodborne, I'm just like
I want
hooked
to
to
hear,
it. I just
my
love that
people in the
aesthetic.
chat. I want y'all to tell me, well, how does this look to you? Is this something you would pick up? Sleep Warrior said, "Yo, I played Resident Evil in VR. It's sick. Facts."
Yo, Sleep Warrior, how scared were you, bro? Like I couldn't do it, bro.
No, you were shitting your pants. We know.
Afraid to turn your head at certain times.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
When you get pulled back down the stairs, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, it's some different.
Leave it at
Some
that.
different
Pulled
shit.
back down the stairs. You're not expecting that shit.
It's some different shit, bro.
You might fall in VR.
This my man had a tumble,
Throwing the controller. Facts.
ripping that shit off your face.
I'm still waiting to get.
I don't know. The trailer, I feel like is this trailer or gameplay?
No, this is gameplay.
This is gameplay. Mind you, I think you're just starting out. Look.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's showing a cutscene
different
too.
parts. Yeah.
So far, it looks pretty cool.
It's a nice chandelier.
So do you think it's first person because it's gonna be in VR?
Ooh, that'd be
No.
sick. Oh shit.
That'd be easier for the design.
I mean, I think obviously, yeah, for the design, it makes 10 times more sense. But I don't think this game is. I don't think you make a Resident Evil game with VR in mind from the jump. I mean, it's a consideration, but you have to understand.
I think they wanted to create more storytelling.
Yeah, 95% of the people who play this game aren't playing it in VR. So
I think they did it for the storytelling aspect of it. Like you're getting these, different scenes that you wouldn't get in person.
Hold on, Sleep Warrior, you were high while you were playing the game? Oh, I could imagine what you went through.
yeah, that's crazy. So look at this, man. You're kicking.
But look at the enemies. Like the enemies, they look like they're straight out of Bloodborne.
Sexy.
And they added like a blocking mechanic, so I can see you getting a shield, and like a shield and a gun. It's like some Dark Souls, but I don't know, with a gun.
Oh god.
To me, that seems pretty dope. Like these enemies seem insane.
That enemy seems insane right there.
Yeah, that's insane.
They brought the menu system back from the older ones. I like that.
Yeah, I think you're showing like the crafting menu and how like you have to do item management, which seems like a pretty feature.
Yeah, it's crazy because sometimes you're like, all right, I got 2 herbs. Damn, I don't want to combine these. I want to use them separately. But then you're like, shit. All right, let me combine these herbs. You got to make space.
Yeah.
You have to make space. So it's like.
So it makes you think on your feet, basically.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's something I really enjoyed about The Last of Us. When you play on the hard difficulty, like item management is like a big part of the game, and I kind of enjoy that. Like where you have very few supplies, you got only a few bullets, and you gotta be smart with who you kill, who you creep around. I don't know. This game looks pretty interesting to me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm definitely picking this up. Something I forgot to get is my little VR adapter for my PS5, but something that a lot of people sleep on or don't really even consider is that PS VR games actually do look better and play better on the PS5. I get it, it's not native, right? The hardware is not like anything new, but just that processing power alone, you're going to get better results. So if you have like a second gen version of the VR, or the updated version, I should say, this is definitely something to consider. All right, for some reason I'm not
definitely like it.
But go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say no. It looks really interesting, honestly. From what I've seen so far, I'd definitely play this.
Yeah, looks very dope.
At the end, they show a little bit of a trailer for a demo called Maiden, where it's a lot like PT, where you're just kind of like walking around and you don't really do anything. So at the end, that's what they're showing.
Wait, can you re-explain that? What about Maiden?
So Maiden is a demo coming out.
Hold on 1 second. Yo, we got our guest coming in. Just want to roll out the drum roll.
I'm here. We live?
Yeah, what's good, Z?
Hey, what's up? Listen, praise God. Give me 5 minutes. Look, give me 5 minutes. I got to piss. Go to the boys' room. I'll be right back in here, though. I'm here. What's the name of this podcast? What's the name of the dog shit? What's the name of the show?
Whoa, the Insomniacs podcast. What's good?
The crimey. All right, whatever. I'm here. Give me the link so I can tweet it out.
All right, we'll send it to you right now.
Give me the link. You guys already on, yeah?
Yeah, we on there. We in the middle. We talking about Resident Evil 5. We definitely want to get your opinion on it.
Oh, all right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, right? We get into character. Shout out everybody in the chat. I need the link to the show though.
I just text. I just sent it in the DM.
Oh, you put it in my DM? Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
On Discord.
All right. Discord. All right. Insomniacs Podcast. I got you, brother.
We got Next Gen 720 in the building.
Wait, hold, you got 18 motherfuckers here contractually. I can't spell. Oh my God, jeez. Wait, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this for the love. All right, look. God damn it. This is free pro bono here. God damn it. God damn. We got 18 motherfuckers in the stands here. All right, but listen, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 2 seconds, literally. We're going to have some fun here today, I promise, man. All right, hold on. Let me treat this out, man. Let everybody know I'm over here. Hold on.
Yeah, let everybody know you'll be here. Let's get this chat in, man.
Run it out.
Yeah. Join me.
Run our numbers up, Z.
Join me live on this empty ass podcast, brother. Let me look.
Hey,
get lit real quick. Next Gen, he is the one of the founders of this YouTube gaming podcast shit. So it's our honor to have him on.
No, I'm honored to be here, man. Real shit, real nigga shit though. Hold up, I got you, bro. I'm gonna give you guys some tips and points. Ask me anything, man. Ask me anything.
He started a lot of these YouTube people's careers. He helped.
Yeah, I mean,
he successfully. Well, I would say, hey, yo, Z, is it a stretch to say that you were probably the biggest Xbox YouTube podcast?
I would say it was the only at the time. When there were no others on the NBS podcast. Like I said, you can ask me all. You want to ask me? Let's fuck it, man. Anybody watching this shit, dog, show me what you want to ask me. Anything juicy, I let all the beans out. Fuck it, right?
Man. Let us know about you.
Let it all out. Hey, yo, put your balls on the table, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna just give me 2 minutes, brother. Literally, me let my dog out, and I'll be right here. You can ask me any and everything, man.
You already know.
All right. Shout out to you. All right, just give me. Let me mute my mic, but I'm here though. All right.
So yeah,
don't do like how Grid did, bro. Don't do like how Grid did.
That was interesting in general, this moment. But yeah, just so y'all know, the guy who just jumped in, his name is Next Gen 720, aka Z. He's been on been podcasting, covering gaming for many years. Original Xbox guy. He then kind of converted to PlayStation, or I don't know, that's the story. But yeah, he's been doing this for a long, long time. Has a podcast called The Broadband Bullies that me and CoolHand have been a part of. So yeah, he's very eccentric, out there. I'm excited to have this guy on, man. We're gonna be talking a lot of shit in a minute once he gets back on. But
my man is all the energy. Let's go. That energy picked up quick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what I'm all about it.
Yeah, man. Shit. I was about to snore in this motherfucker soon.
We're gonna talk some Xbox shit. I'm guaranteed, man. You know what? I almost want to ask him a question about, like, keep in mind, being the original Xbox YouTuber. I want to kind of get his thoughts, man. We got Xbox guys on the show right now. Like, yeah, talk y'all shit. Ask him some questions. Let's make this interesting. I'm sure he's in the tweet out. We can get some people in here. To my original 20, I'm sorry. I'm waiting for the code. Your website is like, yo, guaranteed delivery in less than 60 seconds. It's been like 10. So I'm trying to figure that out right now for you guys. But yeah, I'm excited. Well, we have Z in right here, man. Let me just tell y'all something. What's good, Sony Prophet? Yeah, Next Gen, he was one of the first guys I was watching on YouTube covering like gaming podcasts, and through him I found out about Crap and Mooch, and just really all these guys. Who's kind of like the guy you went to when you wanted to hear like the Xbox slander, and then like at some point he kind of made that transition, I think, because he was all in for Xbox, and then and this guy has had Xbox employees on, you name it. So yeah, man. Yo, Cena, if you send me a code in the PM, I'll literally PayPal you, Venmo you, whatever.
Sleeper, where's that code? Where's that code? They asking for it, Nova.
Trying to get it for y'all. Apologize. It's fucking refreshing my emails every 2 seconds.
Yo, Z's tweet for the show is funny as shit. Join me live on this empty ass podcast.
Oh man, let's go.
Yeah, that's crazy. Look, that's what's up.
Promo is good promo.
Yeah, any promo is good promo, man. Shout out the guy. This was dope. I've been fortunate to just be on this podcast, man, for like the past week and a half. I think I've been on it at least 4 times at this point. Like,
yeah, you might as well just join them. Get the fuck.
You said what?
You might as well just join them right now.
I mean, yeah, you know, they got the numbers, bro.
Oh man. All right.
They pulling in 6 out there.
Last episode. He's paying for the code.
Yo,
I want to know what's our take on Game of the Year controversies. I don't know. Like Last of Us winning everything. Be honest with you. I have not played Last of Us 2. I own it. I want to just go and finish off Last of Us Remastered and then get to it. My backlog is insane right now that I haven't even touched that game. But I think Ghost of Tsushima, in my personal opinion, it got its
respect. I mean, you know, Ghost of Tsushima did what it was supposed to do. It was a brand new IP. It made noise, but I mean, we all knew Last of Us 2 was going to win everything. I don't think it really was controversy. I think either one was fine.
Cena, give me a second, man. I'm trying to see if this thing comes in one last minute.
What code are we getting again? What code are we getting, Nova? Are we getting
what code is this?
PSN code, you know what I'm saying?
It's a PSN code. Yeah, so
give away Xbox codes too.
I know my viewers. I know my viewers. You know what I'm saying?
You fanboy.
Hey.
Yo,
talk that shit. Talk that shit.
You want a PSN code or Xbox code? Oh, we haven't even gotten to the thick of it, yo.
They said Xbox in the chat.
They said Xbox in the chat.
There you go. It's spoken.
Yo.
Damn Xbox, man. Come on.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all.
Boom.
Shout out to everyone in the chat in this empty ass podcast. Word to Z. We gonna change the name from the Insomniacs podcast to the empty ass podcast.
Yo, that should be a hashtag EAP.
EAP.
Yeah, that's the one that Cruz, aren't you working on one right now in development?
Yes, I'm actually working on something right now. I'm just waiting. I'm just kind of getting everything, dotting my I's, crossing my T's. We do have the name of the podcast. It's going to be called the Cool Hand Dugout. And, you know, just working on layouts and stuff right now and in terms of topics and what we're going to talk about. It's going to be a little different than the gaming podcast. It'll probably be more towards pop culture, but, you know, it's still, all that's still kind of up in the air.
You heard it here first. Cool Hand starting a podcast.
Yeah. And it's going to be the real empty ass podcast. I'm going to get no numbers.
I'm looking for no numbers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Z to get back on here. I'm still waiting to get this code on, guys. My bad, guys. Yo, Cena,
Lying.
Bro, if you could send me if you send me a PSN code at this point, I'll send you the bread on.
Hashtag EMP. I like it.
Oh my god,
I like it. That's some funny shit.
We got the EAP trademark now.
Hashtag EAP.
Empty
EAP. There's nothing
Don't
here.
Sleep. EAP.
Is this the beginning or the end of the podcast? You're in the middle, Sony Prophet, but we'll call it the beginning. Is it? It don't restart.
The beginning of the
EAP.
Yeah.
I like it.
EAP. There's no one here.
Yo, that's a beautiful soundbite. EAP. There's no one here. I love that.
Cena, give me a DM.
I feel like we could do a lot more with EAP than we can with Insomniacs.
Let's just change the whole platform right now.
All right. It's like the beginning. Oh,
that's some funny ass shit.
I am crying. Woo. Woo.
So, any final thoughts on this Resident Evil game before we give it over to Z?
I think it's worth a get.
Sony props.
I think I probably won't play it.
Close-minded.
I mean,
Else?
no, that's real. Yeah, I ain't playing. I tried to think of something nice to say, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved Resident Evil when I was younger, but man, it's just,
man, you got to give it another shot. You got to give it another shot.
Yeah, man. Look, I'm trying to take especially after playing it on VR, bro. It's different. It just hits different.
See, VR, I would try it on VR. Once I got VR, I'll run it, but it ain't.
Who got their bed in the background? Like they they're getting it in right now.
It sounds like
I know.
Someone's playing like a baby.
I know, right?
Hold on, I gotta kick my dog out.
Sometimes I like playing with my toys. Don't judge me.
My adult toys.
Hey, don't judge. It's non-judgment zone. This is my safe space.
Sony probably said Z probably watching that Passion Project Maravid. Yo, facts, man. He trying to live in the Xbox heydays, but hey, them times is over.
Yeah, it's new blood out here.
Nah. Oh, new blood? Fuck you mean? Sony's always had this shit on lock. Ain't no new blood.
It's new blood out here. Switch, you know what I'm saying? It's all day, every day.
They let the Xbox 360 think they were.
Nah, you know what I'm saying?
New generation.
It's new blood. It's Switch out here. You know what I'm saying? Switch or die, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo Switch out here. Mobiles.
You can't say that shit with a straight face, bro.
Yeah, man. You know
Cena, if you want, you can just drop it in the chat, man. Shout out to you. I'll send you actually matter of fact, don't even drop it yet. I got it right now. I'm about to send it out to you guys. Yo, shout out to Cena. He's providing the code today. Dude, I should have just went for that.
So, today's code brought to you by Cena Tech Service. For all your tech service needs and codes, discounted, PSN, or Xbox, go to Cena Tech Service today.
Thank you, Cena.
That promo.
That was a real plug, by the way. That wasn't no cap. Oh, so we're getting a second code sponsored by Cena Tech.
Oh.
Appreciate that. All right.
Cena Tech Service. Buy one, get one free.
So
Cena Tech Services. They fix your shit.
Yo, Cena, also send me a URL to your website. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the chat. All right, guys. 60-second warning. Get your PSNs, get your links up, get everything ready. I'm about to drop a PSN code for y'all while we're waiting for Z to stop capping and get on the damn show already.
Blah, blah, blah.
He said he got to take out a dog, cook some food. I don't know where the fuck this nigga at. But
yeah, you know what I'm saying? He probably beating his, you know what I'm saying? Grown ass man doing grown ass business thing. You know, we gonna do it.
All right.
Let him do his thing.
So, last thumb says $500 PSN code facts. Yo, check it out. Try it out for yourself.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Multiply it by 100 and fuck yeah, yo.
If it's $1, I mean, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Carry the one, bro. You know what I mean?
My man's gonna come back over here at 8:58, right when we wrapping up. He's gonna come back for the outro.
You know the number. You know what I'm saying? It's pi, the square root of the pi. You know, do that shit.
I know y'all got a little delay on this, but code is dropping in 15 seconds. Keep your eyes fucking peeled.
Yeah, peeled, bro. Pelado. Plátano power. What's good?
Plátano shit.
All right, Glenn, I'm gonna need you to turn down your energy about 10%. Okay, thanks. All right, code's out. Snatch it up. It's out there.
Oh, got it.
Not for you, asshole.
Right. I'm back.
All right.
Hey, Z, what's going on, bro?
What's up, bro?
Yo, welcome to the Empty Ass Podcast, Z.
You got it. You got it. What's going on? All right, we good.
Yeah, Z.
Yes, sir.
First, we want to hear your take on Resident Evil. Play the Resident Evil gameplay again. We want to hear your take on what you saw today. And then we're gonna talk about some Captain and Coonan after that.
All right, you got it. Let me bring up the show. I got here. Let me put this on my Facebook group.
Dollar sign. Go ahead and put that.
Oh, you're playing? Okay, we here. It's me, right? You got me here. All right.
Yeah. So we got some gameplay on the screen right now.
All right.
Yeah. What were your thoughts about this today? Do you think?
My thoughts overall. I wasn't. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't blown away. I was more impressed with Resident Evil 3, the remake, remaster. You know what I mean? It's not so much like you got the art style, the whole thing. But I ain't gonna lie, maybe be a little biased because I was really turned off because originally when they announced this game, it was supposed to be next generation only, PS5, right?
Yeah.
And we know the business to be the power that be, what he said, they got the shoehorn this bitch down on the PS4. And I'm not a fan of cross-gen development. You know what I mean?
Facts.
To be honest with you. You know what I mean? But Capcom, shout out to them. They was able to, reinvent themselves. Because at the start of last generation, they can barely keep the lights on. Yes, you got the exclusive there on Street Fighter 5. So shout out to Sony was able to swing in there and swoop that up. I forget what game turned it around for them, but I know Monster Hunter did well. Yeah, Resident Evil 7 did well for them also. Mm-hmm. But the multiplayer, y'all need to leave that shit alone. That shit is trash. I know why these companies, why they want to do it. You know what I mean? Games as a service, and how you say, more let's make their money on the back end. Yeah. But that's one thing. Like I said, outside of even with the Monster Hunter, they make it too hard. No, let me get ahead of myself. Monster Hunter. You had the last. What was it? Monster Hunter's World, whatever the case may be.
Monster Hunter World.
And I never really played any of the other ones, but I know the game. Just to get someone to join you, it's a lot going on in that game. Like I said, and I know it has this core. The guys that love it, but it's like you said, put the game to without the game, I guess, compromising the integrity, make it a way to appeal to a much larger audience or demographic. You know what I mean? Yep. What would you consider? Would you consider that an RPG?
What game?
Monster Hunter, right quick.
You don't change roles though, technically, right? You're just always.
Well, but I'm just saying,
with weaponry, but
what they got it. That's kind of difficult for those that want to sit and play. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know what I mean? I like the whole co-op aspect of things. The reason why I know you asked me about Resident Evil, but don't put it together, right? And one of the things I said, from the last couple, I think when they started with Raccoon City, they wanted to try this online thing. Their online games is trash unless you're doing I don't mind the co-op. But they, that last little shit they just showed, that shit look like some Fortnite mobile type thing. You know what I mean? And I know it's how people make their money on the back end. But like I said, aesthetically, graphically, I wasn't really blown away. I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? I downloaded the demo on the PlayStation 5. I'm gonna play it, but I wasn't really blown away. Were you guys blown away by it visually?
I like the art style. Yeah, I would say the graphics isn't crazy, but I really like that gothic art style.
What the whole 19 BioShock, type look?
Yeah. I think it's dope.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll play this. I preferred it because I like. Did you play the Resident Evil? What the remakes? What they did with 2 and 3? Have you played those?
Oh yeah.
Nah. I'll talk to the guy that was just talking. What's his name? All right. We got Nova. C-Dolla sign. Check it out. We got PussCC, Nova, Cruz, and C-Dolla sign. Did you play the other two, Resident Evil 2 remake, remaster, and 3, or no?
No, I haven't played those.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I don't know, but I don't know what console you have. They probably can get it for like $20. They did those well. And I'm not one to say they really paid attention to the story of the Resident Evil, the characters, any other. Now I know you have this new one here. This I don't know. Is this a new thing in itself? I know it takes more or less after 7. And what I mean, but I wish it was in third person. Now I know why they did the whole VR thing.
I knew it. I said it, and I knew it.
What tomorrow? No, I know they did the VR for the 7. I don't know if they're gonna do it with 8. You know what I mean? With 8. You know what I mean? But maybe they. I don't know. But
I think they did say they're gonna do VR, but I don't think the game design was based around VR.
I don't think so either. But I'm just saying, I would have much more preferred it in third person. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe like
more with the storytelling.
Tony Crawford, what's up, brother? You know what I mean? Yeah, I would have preferred it in third person. I mean,
for me, I just like whenever I see games like this, I just prefer the option. You know what I mean? Like, I just prefer the option. Give me the option to go first person or third person. I don't want to be pigeonholed to one.
Oh, talking about this overall. I mean, look, you have I don't have. I mean, honestly, I prefer third person. I mean, that's just it is what it is.
Yeah, especially for like games with like melee weapons where you're like trying to like dodge like melee attacks.
Yeah.
Isn't good for that.
No, I see why you will make it. I guess first it makes it more scarier. I guess from that aspect of the thing. But I guess with Resident Evil, not so much being scary. But I gave you like 2 and 3, like the remake. It's the survival. You ain't got much ammo to get or much health to get from this part. You get just so many enemies and going from here to here. You know what I mean? That more or less. I won't say like it's. They weren't really scary. Just the survival aspect of it. Like I ain't got that many supplies to get through this. You know what I mean? This many bosses or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But because like I said again, Mark Bright, not to be Debbie Downer, and and get you guys show, but again, I'm a little let down by that. I know I said it again, but when they first, because I took my hat off and I applauded them for that. You know what I mean? Next gen only. You know what I mean? And because look, if you go out and whatever console with, you got both. We bought. Me personally, the hardcore that go out and buy these motherfuckers day one. I ain't gonna lie. It's like gaming is a very selfish hobby. I want to sit there and throw my nose at everybody. Yeah. And outside of it being a little shiny or a little pretty, and of course the load times. There's really I just said on my little dog shit show, like there's no need to break your neck and go out because we putting everything cross gen. And then the Battlefield was another one that was supposed to be next gen only. Now we're hearing this cross gen. But what do you listen? This is your show. What do you guys thought about that? Like, I mean, were you blown away by this?
I personally think it's gonna be tight, but when it's for VR.
Okay, you think
you know what I mean? Like I think it's gonna be cool in a different kind of space.
Like far as what?
No, I'm talking. It's like so for me. So ever since playing Resident Evil 7 on VR, I feel like this game just hits differently. You know what I mean? Like if I want to go to, like, for instance, when I go to a movie theater to watch a scary movie, I want to get scared, and more often than not, I'm not. You know what I mean? So first time I got scared shitless in a long time was Resident Evil 7 VR, and now if I get that option again with this new one. Why the fuck not, right?
Oh, okay. Well, just more for the VR thing. Do you think Sony's going to do a VR too? Or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, for sure. They already have patents out.
Based on the patents and based on the fact that Hip Hop Gamer told me. But, for real shit, I think it's been in terms of consoles, it's been a success in terms of the small group of people who are going to adopt it.
I look at it like I look at VR because believe it, man, I didn't get one. Here's the thing, right? Name with the VR, and I'm with you with that. You had the PlayStation VR, right? And
there's mad games now.
Yeah. If it would, but I know why. If it was made for the Pro, and then not again, but 2013 hardware, I think would have did better. And the problem, like I said, even when launching a peripheral, and that was it $400 at launch, and what made the Kinect so successful that it had something that appealed to the whether the Just Dances or the Kinect Sports, and the $450. I mean, so you find yourself where Sony, I guess, finally you had this cool piece of tech, right? $400, but you don't have that game that even though, like I said, the cash was the one that moved, the meter. Something's gonna be successful or not. I think if Sony had the most successful VR peripheral, I think it was 4 to 5 million units that they sold. I mean, but even think that's very small and minute. You know what I mean? If you really got 130 million consoles, 4 million motherfuckers bought the peripheral. You know what I mean? Yeah. So to get developers to sign on to make a game for a quality game, right?
Iron Man.
Whatever the case may be, if you got 4 million peripherals out there, right? For shits and giggles. And whatever it may take, what's that goddamn Half-Life, whatever VR, everyone's jumping up and screaming about.
Half-Life,
yeah, I mean, I think that probably being the most critically acclaimed VR game that came out, right?
That's held at the pinnacle right now.
Yeah, okay, cool. But what I'm saying is that even with that, which you may sell 1 million copies, and whatever it may cost to make that game, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the business side of things, you know what I mean? So if the VR had been maybe, because again, we're talking about $400, it was cost as much as the goddamn console at the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? $400, and you don't have that. You had some motherfuckers, forget the trolling, like, I mean, the eye herpes shit was making people sick. Because you need, what's a 90 per eye, You know what I mean? More or less. You know what I mean? And we know the Slim couldn't give that to you. You know what I mean? So you have people that had the bad experience because of that. You know what I mean? Just the frame. You know what I mean? Fuck how it looks graphically. You know what I mean? It has to be at least 90 per eye to offset the motion sickness. You know what I mean? People that were getting actually sick from playing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But even with that, I did think it suffered from not having that one crossover to whether. You know what I mean, like the Just Dance or the Connect Sports or you know what I mean, the Connect, the Wii Bowling, they're hitting something again that every Jason Motion they can pick up and play. That and again, I don't know if it still has that or lacking that, but that's one of the issues. I mean, now you get in the game like whether it's Hitman or something may support it. That's just the on feature. You know what I mean? Something really built from the ground up where this game could shine. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And so
Alex game type.
Yeah, so. But so look, example, like even though you have there are patents, things get patents all the time. Now, whether it's see the light of day, now we'll get Sony this Sony will go out there and double on themselves, whether it be a success or not. You know what I mean? They have pulled a plug on a lot of things, whether it's PlayStation TV or many things. You know what I mean? That's just the
3D game, remember?
Yeah, well 3D and stuff like that, so again, I don't know because believe it or not, out of all the I don't own VR. I was looking forward to getting how you say the VR, whatever it comes. So they come out with a headset this generation. I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean? I know Microsoft kind of set this whole VR thing out. You know what I mean? Whatever the case, but so I'm not against it. I'm heard it's the greatest thing since sliced bread for those that have it. But
I want to let you know something we talked about before you got on was that the fact that like a really slept on fact is the PS5, right? If you have VR and you want to play on the PS5,
yes, sir.
You order a free accessory from Sony. They just ship it to you, right? You give them your serial number and they send it to you. Mm-hmm. Now, people aren't talking about that. Even though it's on the old hardware, the PS5 actually plays VR games better than the PS4 Pro. For obvious things, but who knew that they would add that optimization? So the option is there, and don't forget we got Dreams VR now. Iron Man was made specifically for the PSVR. Even though it did feel kind of tech demo-y, it's still pretty damn cool. But I agree. Once they upgrade the hardware, where you got at least 90 per eye.
Yeah, I mean, plus
well, that's the thing, right? 90 per eye. But even like you said with Sony, with the what do you call it? With the giving people the peripheral, like the piece, right? Same thing when the Xbox came out with the One X or whatever, or the S, they gave you a free part for us to connect, right? The adapter, whatever the case may be, to use it free. Well, cost-wise, we get realistic here, right? Cost-wise. So they come out with PlayStation VR 2, right?
Yep.
Which is going to be more powerful than it's going to be more powerful than the PlayStation VR 1, right? How much is the PlayStation 5 digital? PlayStation 5 digital is what, $400, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, bells and whistles. So he's looking at it again for another peripheral, at least between $300 to $400 at a minimum. Without, again, that must have the Candy Crush or something that would make the casuals jump on it. You know what I mean? Because once they let you, they get something like, ooh, you know what I mean? Not saying, but you understand what I'm saying? Like business wise,
yeah, and the market's a lot different now because back then that was like the only VR thing you could get for $400. But now there's a Oculus Go that's like, I think isn't the Oculus Go like $300?
They're cheaper. No, they are cheaper. Right?
Yeah, I mean, if we got to take, and if we take what Hip Hop Gamer said, on our show when we had him on. There's some ace in the holes that Sony got with his VR 2.0.
Okay, I'm not negating anything. Then shout out to Hip Hop Gamer, right? I'm not negating any of that, but look, I'm not trying to play arm. He said armchair quarterback, like maybe what do you call it? Fucking Sony executive. But we got to be like I said. It doesn't make dollars. Doesn't make sense, right? Yeah. And I'll be realistic with you. A lot of motherfuckers just don't want shit on their face. You had the first issue with the PlayStation VR with the wires. They do away with that, right? And you do have the Oculus Go and things like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And this one is still a niche product. You understand what I'm saying? Niche. As far as it adapting and crossing over. I think VR, the concept, even what they did with Microsoft show with that whole, what's the shit they had? The something with the AR. But this shit was like $2,000.
Never fucking
Yeah. It wasn't really, I mean, that shit was dope. And I'm not into Minecraft. But that shit already came out with the pieces. Or what's the other thing they first? Not HoloLens, the other one. When you put the shit in the projector on the wall, I thought that was the slickest shit ever.
Oh, that was fan made too. That shit was nasty.
No, it was their shit, but it never saw the light of day. When you be playing and say you playing Gears of War or whatever fucking game, and they were projecting the wall. Like things get patents all the time. You know what I mean? It came out a part of. I don't know if you guys remember how you've been doing this. It came out in 2012 when they got hacked, and the roommate they was talking about. They showed it in, but then they actually showed the video of it. Price wise and getting it down to an affordable cost. Even the Connect we have, with the Connect that we got with the next gen, that was the Connect we were supposed to get with the original thing. You know what I mean? Xbox 360, but pricing. You know what I mean? They had to take a lot of things out. Processors, just one of the reasons why I say, and Microsoft made the mistake. They were sacrifice, especially a console, to include a peripheral that may or may not take on. You know what I mean? Well, you had the Xbox One was $500. And the PS4 was $400. But they connected a lot of shit. It could do a lot of shit, but they didn't have the software at launch to take advantage of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But even like you said, not to get off topic, going to 10 here with the PlayStation VR 2. And different games, right? And I have yet to try VR. You know what I mean? I'm not really in the PC side of things. You know what I mean? I'm more of the console world. I'm always game on the consoles. Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean? Prices. You know what I mean? Can they get it down to an affordable price? $200. Now you do have the Oculus Rift, right? Oculus Mobile. Now, PlayStation is more powerful than the PlayStation VR. You know what I mean? If they can get in that bitch about 200, 250, you know what I mean? And not have it, don't cheese it. Quality games, you know what I mean? Something quality. You understand? Not I get an example. You have games with a tacked on multiplayer. Look, give a prime example. Resident Evil. Which is that bullshit that's tacked on fucking multiplayer they just showed, right? Looks like trash. If they can do that, right, and get a quality game, just say a Half-Life 2 or something, for shits and giggles, something like that, or that quality built from the ground up. I think that's also to why we'll attract more quote unquote hardcore games. Yeah, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, I
want to just add to that.
Yes,
and give us a next gen peripheral. Give us a next gen gun con or something along that line.
Oh man, I missed the gun cons.
Yeah, but the patents we saw of the PSVR 2 alleged controller looks exactly like the Oculus, and it can sense individual finger movements. That's what we need.
It just looked a lot more. It looked a lot more ergonomic. It looked a lot more comfier. It's just like it's a beautiful redesign from the dildo.
And let's be real. That the PS Move controller. That's 2 generations old. That was on the PS3. So the fact that they were ballsy enough to keep it on the PS4. I mean,
that was. I ain't gonna. They cheaped that one. So you're right, because I had to break Kratos late. On that SoCon game, that was the same. Them had the glowing dildos, the same shit. Exactly. Whatever. That's another thing. Like I say, Sony jumped in the window. Come on, Sony. It was the same. I'm glad you mentioned it was the same shit that came with the PlayStation 3 Move. I had SoCon, with the whole move. That shit was cheesy, but you know what I mean. They brought the same shit over to the goddamn the PlayStation 4. Whatever. They just took whatever stock. You know what I mean. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, but like you said, that like the VR. But I'm again to ask you guys a question. I guess we can see that you guys are a fan of the VR. In today's market and what's going on right now, do you think he said business 101? Do you see a realistic here a spot for it? You know what I mean? Fanboy hats off. So take your fanboys hats off. Basic business 101.
Business 101. I do think it's a little hard to say because we just had the Take-Two CEO come out and say that they didn't take VR serious because it's too niche. But one thing I will say, I mean, you see people like Nintendo getting into AR, using like racing and they're very conservative normally, right? So to see Nintendo kind of jumping into this and like Microsoft kind of putting their feet in there. I think Sony.
How about Facebook? Facebook bought Oculus, and they're really deep into it now.
I think it might take another generation to really catch on, but I agree. You get a killer app. You see, the thing about Half-Life Alyx, as genre defining as that game is or whatever, it's so limited. You have to have you can't even play that on the Vive. You have to have an Oculus. So like it's very exclusive. We'll say that much. So yeah, you get something that like a must play game into
something that moves the needle.
The Valve Index.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Medal of Honor does it.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So you say they must have. You're right. I forgot.
Yeah, give me a must play. And on something
once that big multiplayer game comes out for VR, that's what's going to really do it.
Play. What big multiplayer game?
Once there is one, there is one multiplayer game, that's what's going to propel it.
Look, there's so many good games on there. Like I will be the devil's advocate for the VR. Like, VR has a lot of ways to go, and there definitely has its downfalls. You definitely have to adjust going into it. You can't just expect to. I'm going to jump into VR for the next hour. No. If you've never played VR, you're going to jump into that thing for about 10 minutes and need to take a break. And again, that's part of the downfall with it. But you do have to adjust into getting into VR for longer amounts of time.
We got to think. We're still in the infancy when it comes to this shit right now. You know what I mean?
That's what I love about it. This is what gets me excited.
We're growing with it at this point.
The VR is that next gen. Like, I mean, to me, VR is the next step. Like, we have been playing on this, again, you've heard me say this multiple times, this 2D, 3D plane. Like, I need to experience it at this point. Like, that's the only thing that, even though I may be playing a game like Super Hot, it feels a lot more fun when I'm doing it in VR than it does when I'm playing it on a screen.
Yeah, you can't replicate that on a controller, period.
Right.
And I'm playing that on the dildo controller, and it's still great.
No, that's what I'm saying. So, like, when you actually incorporate a game where you have like, say, Echo Arena, where and there's Echo Combat, and I can stand behind like a 50-foot like prism type of thing that's floating in space and literally extend my arm out and blind fire, like, and I can extend my arm out as far as I can extend it. So everyone's playstyle is gonna be a little bit different. So I mean, again, for me, it's on the forefront, but for me, I think it's gonna be the wave. Like, that's the future. It's very infant right now, and it feels like it's like Sega and Nintendo to me. But give it some time.
Okay. He says it for like it's at the infancy. I guess again, pricing.
That's the main.
What about this?
Wait, let me do this one last piece before you go in.
No problem.
But it's also just the wow factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you completely put yourself in, like, and I love giving it to people for their first time. Like, I love putting on the VR goggles for them because they get transported into a place that they never thought was possible.
I mean, what was it like?
That is what I feel like we growing up as gamers have always been kind of reaching for. Like, that was the next step, getting into that VR. Like, look at my picture right here. I got the Oculus glasses on. I love that. Like, I did the podcast in the Oculus one time, and I was watching it on the giant 100-foot screen, just chilling in this living room. Like, there's so much depth to it. But again, it's at its infancy, and I think it's really worth a try. And I think for the price point that it's at, the experience you're getting is it's comparable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much is PlayStation VR now.
It's like 200. See, like I'll tell you right now. I just bought mine at the beginning of the quarantine, and guess what? I got it off Let Go for $150 from some mom. She bought it for a kid who never played it. Guess what? You know what was hard for me to find? It wasn't even the VR. I could find those left and right. It's the damn Move controllers. Right now, anyone could look this up. If you're trying to find a Move controller, you are paying twice as much for that controller. Because A, they don't sell them brand new anymore. And B, the ones that are out there, they're either so fucked up and in bad condition, or you're getting one out the box or lightly used and you're spending.
Actually, that right there is crazy. You know why?
Oh wait, you can buy them from PlayStation Nova. They have them in stock right now.
Yeah, they don't have theirs. So, they're going to pull the plug on it soon, right? And it's new console, new generation now. And that's the reason why I waited. I said, damn, my fault. Wait, if they do pull the plug and start to trigger and make another one, if this patent, because patents, they make patents all the time. This one sees the light of day. I'm there, right? I mean, I'm gonna get it, right? Eventually, I'm gonna buy something. I would more rather it be on the console. I'm on a game on console than anything. But so like I said, Sony. I don't know when they say they're at 4.5. So I give them $5 million, right? When those numbers came out a while ago, they're at $4 million, right? I can tell you right now they didn't make his money back for Sony. It's a business.
Definitely not. For the R&D.
Well, they spent in R&D, and I'm not saying I'm not advocating for their money, but whatever they spent, and let's think about this. We gotta be realistic here. They had the most successful out of the Vive, the Oculus, the HTC, and the HP, and there's been a few other companies. Lenovo's a few VR headsets out there. They have the most successful, right? Think about that, 4 million. You got, what, 2 billion PCs in the world? And again, and they were only able to sell 4 million motherfuckers without imported. That says a lot as far as the market. Now, and it's business one. That's one thing I can't say for Microsoft. I'm not saying I'm a fan of it. When it comes to business, they do well at that. I mean,
yeah.
And you had the old regime. They were more or less, how you say, money had a lot of shit, and I missed the old regime. I mean, but again, and I, you know, I mean, I want, you know, like you say, the more competition, the better, right?
We won't get
and then, yeah, and I mean, but at the end, what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, is that they don't look, because again, and I blame them for them not having that Candy Crush or, you know, saying that type of game, you know what I mean, to make it appeal. And like I said again, I said this, bro. When did VR come out, in 2016? Yeah, when it came out with the Pro, right? 2 weeks or after the Pro, or a month, whatever, after the Pro, right? Yep. And I said the problem is with the pricing, $400, whatever the case may be, and they don't have that. You know, you guys are hardcore guys. You know, the fact you're doing the podcast with 15 motherfuckers in the audience, and one of them got a nosebleed, he's got a flip, right? Yeah. Then they got the runs here, they got to go use the bathroom rate. The fact that you're here, and again, real kudos to you, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you guys your props. I mean, that's dope shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, you know, you have to, how you say, remove yourself from the equation. Like I just, you know, my man Chris was my brother, love to death, but be fanboy. It's a business 101, and we don't move. And I keep telling them, we don't move the fucking needle. Left or right, or the casuals. They outnumber us, motherfucking 105 to fucking 1. You know what I mean? You know, so and, listen, I know this is your show. I want to get you guys your opinion on this, right? You know what I mean? I know that my man CoolHandCruz, right? CoolHandCruz, about the God of War. I see you having your title, Sony Santa Monica, right? Now, we, you know, like. Now, I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but I know even my man Gotta Be a Legend. He said that he think God of War is going to be a PlayStation 5 only title, right?
Yeah. Throw him in the cabin and Kuna.
Yeah.
I was called. I'm sticking with it. I told you I want to down this hill. I feel like if
I dig it, I can dig it, but why? I mean, but how? We talking about basic business 101. How could it be? How Sway?
I mean,
it could be.
If it comes out in 2 years, I could see it being a PS5 exclusive.
In 2 years, when way more PS5s have been in the open, agree with that. But
2 years,
2021, you don't even have 10 million PS5s out, and you think that's going to be a system seller? Come on.
No.
Well, here's the other thing. Do you think Ragnarok is going to be a true sequel? Zane?
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's been in production since 2018, since they stopped.
They talked about Ragnarok in the first game.
Yeah, I think because they're doing away with numbers. You had 4. Now the next one was just God of War. Next one, you know, then the sequel to that is, you know, you can't do God of War 2. We already had God of War 2, so Ragnarok, right? And I'm with you, man. I was telling you, like I said, you know, God of War. Someone sent me a link to Monday after 20, but anyway, at the height, right? When it was $60 a pop, then that's including bundles, right? 10 million copies, right? Because they do add, you know, how you say, even though that's not someone filthy buying the game, but they still go to, according, you know, part of the sales, right? You got 100 million console, you did 10 million. Not saying 10 million is something that thumb your nose at the back, but just think about that: 10 million with 100 million. You said 1 year, year two. Say they got, that's what I was saying, my man, into you. Say they got 20 million consoles out there, right? You're what 3 million motherfuckers about a game?
Yeah,
you're about like what 10% of that, right?
Just being realistic here, right? But I love God of War, but that's not going to make motherfuckers go out and drop $500. The casuals, you know what I mean, to go out and spend $500 wanted to buy a PlayStation 5. It's not going to happen. We'll make them do that, you know what I mean, rolling the shit if when Ubisoft or Activision stop putting the Assassin's Creed the duty on the PS4. You know what I mean? Then you know they don't have a choice. Because console gamers ain't gonna lie. We want the world, but we don't want to pay for shit. You know what I mean? You know, so I, you know, and again, I'm not a fan of it. And I was the reason why I brought this because just inbox. We said I just saw it just now. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of it, and you know, and I don't agree with it. But I know why they're doing it. And I was just saying like that. We need to get together, put our goddamn foot down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this enough of this cross-gen shit. But you know what I mean? Like, I want to get you guys' opinion. You know what I mean? Do you see them doing that? Just what you saying? What's what you saying?
Z, you've heard my opinion on your show many times. So let's see, Nova, what's yours?
I mean, regarding whether it's going to be exclusive or not, you know what I think. Hell no.
Hey, why would you say hell no?
Because man, I think like again, back to your business 101. Unless it makes sense for Sony to make money, break even. I'm not even gonna go as far as saying break even, but for them to lose out on millions and millions of people who potentially play it. I agree with Cool Hand. Like, of course, as a hardcore, putting on my gamer hat, yeah, like I want it to be exclusive. I want them to take full advantage of the PS5 and all the features. I don't want it to be held back by last gen, but realistically, like you said, Z, putting the business hat on, and after this, I do want to get to our last topic of the night, just because it's a pretty big topic, and Z, I want to hear your opinion on it. But yeah, I think that business-wise, it doesn't make sense for Sony to just alienate a huge chunk of their user base. We're not even at the point where you can even walk into a store and buy a PS5 or an Xbox. So it's like, hey, get it while, it's kind of like, it's the argument with the whole PS Plus collection.
Yes.
You get 20 games that are all AAA IPs that are amazing, but you have to own a PS5. And if you don't get it by March, then you're shit out of luck, So, yeah, business hat. I don't think it's definitely gonna be a cross-gen, but I do want to take a quick second, everyone. I'm about to drop another surprise code. Cena Tech Service, a long-time supporter of the show. He just blessed us with another code. I'm dropping that into the chat right now. So you got about 5 seconds. Get your shit ready because it's going out now.
Remember, Cena Tech Services. He'll fix your shit.
There you go. I do want to again switch topics. Let's talk about this Hitman 3, man. This is the first game I've seen that graphic wise it nudges out the PS5 with some caveats, and I'd like to show you guys that on camera. So for Hitman 3, just came out yesterday. The Xbox version is running at a cool 2160p 4K.
Yes.
And the PS5 version is running at 1800p, but there are some differences, right? We can talk about the looks of how the game looks graphic-wise, where we freeze the game at a certain point, what it looks like, the textures. But, what we all really want to know is how the game plays, performance. And I think with these two things, we're going to see some discrepancy. So as you can see, on the left side, we have both games in the same area. We have the Xbox Series X version hovering around in the 40s, the low 50s, or PS5 lock solid. Z, I want to get your take on this. World's most powerful console.
That's a certain part of the game. Now, if this was throughout the game, I think it would be an issue. I think this was a bug which could be patched. You know what I mean? Like this, I mean, you have a 3090. I was talking King a little while ago, and it drops frames. If this was throughout the game, then yeah, you know what I mean. But this one, for whatever reason, like I said, it could be a bug, and I'm gonna keep it all the way a bug, right? You know what I mean? It is what it is, like you know what I mean. But here's the thing, right? Real talk, because was it funny at first? We got the world's most powerful console, right? And I've said this numerous times, you know what I mean. And forget the jokes and stuff. And I did, like I said, that's one thing I don't lie about video. I think they serious. That's motherfuckers claim to be an insider. I talk to motherfuckers all the time. Like that's never been my claim to fame. Claim to fame. You know what I mean? To catch, like you say, these Xbox motherfuckers because the tools, absolutely right. And I'm not giving Microsoft a pass for that because they should have been. Like I said, Sony kids were out there earlier. It is what it is. Like remember, I'm the launch of the Xbox One. The games went from 720p, 900p. You know what I mean? To 1080. You know what I mean? That happens, but again, it's just funny, you know what I mean? Because again, you're quote unquote the world's most powerful. But even though they're telling us leave that power, that's not your thing. Like that, you don't. They both buying it shit from McDonald's, right? Both buying it shit from McDonald's. Same. We're not talking about NVIDIA versus goddamn AMD. Yeah. Both, but they both have the same thing. Like it will perform better. It is. You know what I mean? Like I said, I would say motherfuckers stick to having the better games. I mean, like I said, that little. What 20 seconds of the game that it goes down to 45 and you won't even notice because it has VR. Like you know what I mean? Give them this one. They got it. Like Like I don't know what. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. Like you know, like and where you have the one was between 900 and 1800p to 4K throughout the goddamn game. You know what I mean? Like so, I don't like you know what I mean. But like you know what I mean. And you know, am I downplaying it? But you know, how long does this situation last? How long did it last? What 20 seconds? A little part right there. My man got the car, looked at his wallet, and this one little fragment of the game, it went down to 40 frames or 45 frames, and the game will you won't even notice it.
No, it's like nitpicking at that point,
right?
Yeah, what would you rather have? I mean, if you're gonna listen, if you're gonna do this, right? Yeah. I honestly, I would rather have, and I can give a fuck away. So right now, probably my PlayStation want to do my Xbox, right? I would rather have my shit, the one that look better. I'm not gonna lie, and that little part, that little 20 seconds of the game, which is a bug, most likely could be patched via, you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Like I like you gotta give me that. You know what I mean?
Well, Z, I agree with you, and I think they should definitely have their thing, but it just like, and maybe this is how the console is designed, or maybe just growing pains from being early on in the gen. But we've seen multiple examples of PlayStation either running at the same resolution but locked frames versus.
Okay, all right. I'm saying, okay, realistic, right? Real nigga shit, right? Real so fucking right. Look, bro, the console been in the market for how long? 2 months. Yeah, right. 2 months. You got fucking 25 seconds of the goddamn game, and it had not been for them with the $12,000 PC. Who the fuck would have known? I mean, realistic. It's a fucking 1 segment of the game. Now, again, if it was having quote unquote dropping frames throughout the game. Then yeah, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Like I said, whether Sony kits being more mature, but this is just these consoles just came out. That gap, that margin, we can be realistic here, right? That's going to grow more. I'm not saying Sony shit is going to get not going to get their dev kits not become more mature, but that's not going to be your foray. Your strong suit, like you know what I mean, you're not going to win that aspect. Now you can someone who got the better looking and graphic, to exclusive wise, and I think Sony does have the better eye candy. Less Microsoft, that changes, but that's not your strong suit there. You know what I mean? Like am I bugging? Like I mean, talk to me. Maybe.
They've always said.
I think
Xbox to a degree better. I think to play multiplats.
Yeah.
This being a single player game, I don't think the frames matters as much because it's a single player game. If it was multiplayer, you could bitch more, but like it doesn't change too much in the game.
For me, I think it's nitpicking, right? Because it's one of those things, like you said, it's 2 months in. It's really too early to tell. Things can get fixed. Patches can be done. I mean, I will say, considering the amount of controversy surrounding Xbox, even leading up to the release, I'll say this. Not this game specifically, but the other games in the beginning, when they did Devil May Cry and when they did even Jedi Fallen Order, even though that was a last gen game, I feel like those games were more detrimental in terms of power generated, or what looks better or what plays better. But for this, I think this is more nitpicky, right? I think this one is kind of like I can kind of swing either way, the frames are a little better, but if it looks better and it's not that slightly noticeable, and on the Xbox side, I'll probably go with what looks better if the movement isn't that noticeable.
Dalla-san, I want to hear your thoughts on this, because you got a 3090, you're used to looking at over 100 frames on a daily, so what's your opinion from just looking at this? Is it just kind of like a nitpicky thing, or is
I think it depends, right? Like if you don't have a TV that supports VRR, then you're gonna notice those frame dips. You're gonna see like tearing or some lagging screens. Mm-hmm. So and that's pretty distracting. Like especially like games where it's like 30 FPS and going below. But from 60 to 45, I think it's less distracting. So I don't know. I think I prefer a solid 60 over a variable refresh rate any day. So I like Sony's approach better with a dynamic resolution that's a little bit below 4K, but you just get a solid 60 FPS.
So do you think this more or less, since what you're saying, so you think this is more just for like in terms of the casual, because not everyone has these new next gen TVs or big monitors or anything like that. So do you think like the casuals would lean more toward the Sony side if they're noticing these frame skips because of that?
I think well, you got him on me. I'm sorry. I think Hulu looks better graphically. So much casuals.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if it's
care less
if it's
about
above 30 FPS, they probably will prefer the resolution.
Oh yeah, I mean, Z, I agree with you. I'm 100%. I will go with the nicer looking graphics. I'll go with ray tracing and all the nice things versus
60.
The frames. I mean, we've had this argument, and I'm alone in this argument.
Yeah,
when I'm like
the frames.
Give me the ray tracing, give me the nice lights, give me. I like to. I got an LG CX, right, and when I hook that shit up, I want to see all the colors, the HDR. If I'm losing some of that just for a couple of extra frames, nah. But I did play Call of Duty at 120 frames. First time I ever played 120 frames on a TV. And yeah, I did notice it because, specific to that game, first person shooters. But a lot of these games I play, I play mostly single player games. So frames has never really been an issue. For me, it's like, I just want the eye candy. So while I don't think this is a big deal specifically, I just think it just shows, it just kind of continuing or another page to the narrative that we've had. Because with PlayStation, as we all know, you have some of these exclusive games, especially last gen. So Xbox was riding high on the, hey, we might not have all the games right now, like they're coming down the line, but performance wise, it's going to be crazy. So, we really haven't seen that gap yet, but I guess this is kind of a step towards that. Give me a game in 4K, and they got it.
Native. I mean, again, like it's crazy here arguing about 2 or 3 more frames, but this was just little. I'll leave it like this. Right? If it wasn't for Digital Foundry, right? If they didn't do this, whatever, right?
Anyone care? Yeah.
No one would know.
Yeah, no one gives a shit.
Let me throw in my 2 cents too.
Yeah,
I think it's because they, you got young developers too. They aren't maybe as seasoned for this new hardware. You give them some more time, I think they'll be able to get it down to 60 frames per second, just flat out. And I think give him. Again, it may not be this game, but the games coming out in the future, once they've had some more time to play with it, I think they'll be able to lock it down.
I mean, also a patch or anything. I mean, here's again, this console's been out for 2 months, right? 2 months. So December, December, right. November, December and January, right. And again, they're both using the same shit. AMD, both using AMD, right?
Well. Actually, I know Microsoft went full AMD, but Sony they using some of their own hardware in the PlayStation. Correct me.
They had their own SSD, but the APU,
GPU are both
or AMD. Everything's AMD. That's what we're talking about. The APU. They're both AMD. That's what you get your APU. Basically, APU is your graphics and CPU on one chip, right? Mobile chips, right? And they're both doing it. And we're gonna be honest, right? Hardware wise. The Xbox has faster RAM. They have a faster CPU and a faster GPU. And and also too, they run what variable frequency. I mean, at the highest it can be 10.2. It's still the basic amount. It can lowest. So that can be up and down. When you have one straight, what's the Xbox 12.1 from the rim at all times, right? It comes down to again optimization. Like I don't think and of course. For the console war and the clickbait, you're gonna have that, and even if say if I was pro Xbox or pro Sony, right? Like I said, I did that at the beginning of the generation. Let you know it was bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. At the start of last generation, I remember this when I was on my diehard Xbox shit. I remember IGN said they gave what was it, Call of Duty Ghost or what was it, Ghost, right?
Ghost,
yeah.
They gave the nod to the PlayStation 4 version. Why? Because it was 720. I'm sorry, because the Xbox version was 720p, and the Xbox version was. I'm sorry, and the PlayStation version was 1080p, and the Xbox version was 720p. Right? But what's the bullshit? Because both versions that they played were both 720p. The PlayStation, I'm sorry, the patch that come out, they make it 1080p to midnight after the goddamn game came out. So the version that they had were playing, they both were 720p. You understand what I'm saying? So like you said, you got the bullshit, and of course, where you had the Xbox was $500, and you had the weaker console. I'm sorry, the cheaper console was replacing with the 400, right? But Microsoft decided to keep the goddamn Kinect in the box. That Kinect didn't come out the box until March, right before before Titanfall came out, right? Then they both went down to $400. Well, you had the whole stigma here. I'm paying $400 for a cheap box, and my game was outperforming you, but whatever the case may be, right? And I always thought it was serious for console games to be arguing about fucking resolutions and frames per second. I always thought that was the craziest shit. To be honest with you, I can't tell between a native 1080p or a dynamic 1080p. Now, resolution does give you a sharper image, but graphics comes down to your textures and shaders. You know what I mean? I've never seen a 782p TV on the market. Like, you know what I mean? Everything upscale.
Yeah.
And if again, it wasn't for who the fuck would know?
No, they used to have 720p TVs back in the day.
Well, I'm talking about with some of the was 900p. You had some 900p. And I give you what I mean by this. I give you a game like Rise from the Moon, arguably probably one of the best looking games graphically at launch for that was 900p. Then you had a game like The Amazing Spider-Man or something that came out. It was only on the PlayStation 4, and that was native 1080p. Night and day. Rise looks much better graphically because again, it's not the resolution that gives you graphics, it's the textures and the shaders, just that and the other. You know what I mean? But of course, of the console war, and like I said, because if you take it back a generation before that, the multi-plats and everything ran better, quote unquote, on the 360, right? Where Sony, where they excel with their fucking the exclusives. Where they really started to show their thing was, Heavy Rain looked really nice, and you had the Metal Gear Solid 4. But what I'm saying is this, done that shit already. Like, what's going to be new? I think anybody this motherfucker arguing about 2 or 3 more frames is crazy as hell to me. I ain't gonna do this shit on the side of that. Now we talking about who got the better graphics or the better games, or who ain't got no games. You can sign me up. You know what I mean? And then we can have a ball there to that. But you know what I mean? When it came down, you talking about one version of Grand Theft Auto had more blades and grass than the other. Let's how janky this shit is. You know what I mean? Or the PlayStation version had blades and grass. Or remember this other shit? Hashtag. When they said, remember, what was that? Assassin's Creed Unity, right?
Yeah.
No, remember the hashtag no parody. It's like Speak of Francis. I don't talk to me, Boogie. I just talk to Boogie. And hashtag no parody, right? Of course, we all know that the PlayStation 4 was slightly more powerful than the Xbox One, right? Was it 1.8 to 1.3, right? It was a big deal made about it. Think what we're saying here, fellas. It was a big deal made between 1.8 to 1.3, right? Am I right or wrong? We all can agree with that, right?
Yeah. So
now this generation we have just say fuck, we get PlayStation the whole 10 and we get the Xbox 12, right? Now we're talking about 2 whole goddamn T-flops here, right? Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so you had the hashtag no parity, right? Come to find out, because you have some engines that are GPU heavy, then you have some engines that are more CPU heavy, right? And I believe they was using the Snowdrop at the time, it changed, but it was more CPU heavy. So Ubisoft came and statement says it's not their GPUs or the CPUs. If anything, you want to be, I was on my pro Xbox shit. If anything, the PlayStation keep the Xbox behind. But the Xbox did have a little slightly faster. They overclocked their CPU a little bit, to offset what Sony was doing with the GPU thing, right? So let's let you know again, it's like this shit is just spooky. I get it though, for clicks and we can have fun with it and bug the fuck out. But if I was a PlayStation guy diehard, I'll leave that shit alone. I'll stick to them and have no goddamn games. And you see Microsoft just put out a goddamn sizzle reel. We just talking about it before I left my show. 21, whatever was like 22 games. Whatever the fuck it was, man. But none of those goddamn games. Cool for Game Pass, but ain't none of those motherfuckers AAA games. I'm looking forward to games like Gunk or something that looks dope, right? Mm-hmm. But with Sony, what they might come out with, what they get, you already come out with Horizon. That's one. Well, as far as Microsoft, that I know for sure, only thing I'm getting is motherfucking Halo. I'm not a big Halo guy. Like, what other AAA game do they have? You know what I mean? Outside of that.
I mean, the Medium, but that's a timed exclusive. You know what I mean?
Is that really AAA? Is that really, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying because in the Game Pass. That's not what I'm saying. Is that really a AAA game? I look at this still as it being a AA game. The Medium and what's the other one? They want to lay Prometheus a little bit. What's the other one?
Not Outer Space.
Like Returnal.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, not Returnal. No. It's from the Xbox. It looks like oh my god, it looks like an alien type game.
That was
whatever the fuck the case may be, or even the Crossfire, the single player game.
Crossfire X, yeah.
Yeah, even with that, I understand it's a big game on PC, the multiplayer part. I don't look at it as a triple. When I say AAA, I'm talking about like the God of Wars or You know, well, even like, I'm not, not a big car guy with the Forza Horizon, the Gears. Those are more or less big AAA games, and they still, unless they have something up their sleeve, they have it out. Even with Psychonauts 2, if you want to see that, fine, that's still a multi-plat. That's still coming to PlayStation. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, I was gonna say I wanted to, I think you have a great point, and I think it definitely highlights something of like the whole video game podcasting scene, or just people talking about it. It's just like, and it's something we do talk about constantly. Like it's like, because Puss and iTrip, they're the Xbox guys of the show, whereas C-Dolla sign's more like a neutral PC guy.
For sure.
Who leans PlayStation, and me, CoolHand, we bleed blue. Just to kind of.
But who got more platinum trophies?
Balls
not only is he neutral, he's better than that.
But just to keep the conversation going, I want to, since you were definitely huge on Xbox, and you kind of started this whole YouTube gaming thing, especially. So I want to hear what are your like some of your favorite heyday moments of the Xbox of the old, right? Before Phil.
Yeah, because we heard you say you missed the old regime, so like what's
I want to hear about that. Yeah.
Okay. I've never been a big fan of Phil, right? I know he thinks I don't like him personally. I think Phil's a great guy, right? But the whole what I don't like to say, I understand it's a business, right? When I know they blame Donnie, they act like Donnie D went in the kitchen and fucked their mother or something, like in front of everybody, right? And if we're gonna be honest, they have this whole thing that Phil saved the Xbox. Like we gotta to get the biggest knife in the drawer, cut the bullshit out, right? Like stop, right? They Phil didn't have to convince or talking to Dollar to stay in the Xbox. No, stop that. We talking about there's one thing Microsoft was good at is making a goddamn dollar. Making money, and I'm not capping for their money, right? These motherfuckers went out and spent without blinking, spent $2 billion on goddamn Minecraft. Without blinking, right? Business wise, you know what I mean? And so what I'm saying, like they have these the pro Xbox guys that go with this narrative that Phil single-handedly saved the Xbox. That's a goddamn lie. I can say under Phil, the Xbox no longer has true Xbox exclusives. You know what I mean? Now, they don't no longer do the, like you said, the cool stuff that Sony, look, we're realistic, right? What Sony did last generation was took Microsoft the 360 playbook, went out and did all these great third-party deals, did the theme console stuff that did the nerves that we like. When you got Phil talking about, hey, you know what, he think it's unhealthy to keep stuff on the platform. Like, what the fuck, bro? Your job, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, it's just worry about what's going on over here. You think that's unhealthy for gaming, or I'm not talking about the weird shit. I'm not a fan of, he's sickened by the bitch. There was always be a console war. Like, you know what I mean? Or more or less. You know what I mean? I'm not talking when shit go too weird. Like you had the Sony guys threatening the goddamn Tomb Raider actors with rape and all that, forcible sodomy, that weird shit. Now, I'm not talking about, you know what I mean? That's when shit, like, what the fuck be like? That's a little too weird. But there will always be more or less, listen, remove video games from, it's like DC versus Marvel. Mercedes-Benz versus BMW. You understand what I'm saying? LG versus Samsung. Like, Black & Decker versus Arm & Hammer. Like, you look at so many different communities. Go to YouTube. You think everything has a community. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's just the nature of man. Everybody say want to validate their purchase. Mine is better than yours. You understand what I'm saying? So that would never go away, right? But like I say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
Competition breeds innovation.
Yeah, cool. But look, so I can say and I ask these motherfuckers under Phil, right? If God forbid if Phil was to die today, what game would you attribute? What game would you put on his tombstone? You know what I mean? Like what game?
It's all about the game. We're here right now.
Yeah. Like what game would you give them? Like I love my Xbox. I have everything. You know what I mean? I think it's a great time. But we talking about the games here. Like God forbid if this man was to go out there and drink a coffee and take a shit and die right in the middle of the floor right now. What game would you put this to? Is it Sea of Thieves? Is it Bleeding Ass? Like what game is it? Now Fable's coming back. Kudos. They went from having Microsoft always had Gears. They bought the friend. Now they own the franchise, but Gears, Forza, Halo, and Fable, the big four, right? Everything else, came on with that. So now they got Fable back, right? But what, cool. What game would you give him?
Trip.
So if we're being honest, if it's all about the games. So I'm saying when I'm getting credit where credit is due. So when I sit back and I look at the grand gaming, because I ask motherfuckers all, let's think about this, right? So you got some Xbox guys on the panel here? My man.
Yeah, we got CC and
iTrip and CC.
Oh, okay, CC, check it out, right? And iTrip. And I'm asking you, right? I don't know, like I said, and I've been here. I was a beta tester for Xbox. Look at my goddamn gamer test. I mean, so I've been here since the Garden of Eden. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, and looking at, understand things change. And I asked myself, I just asked, how the fuck did we get here? Like, I done been on the wrong hole. So since 2016, outside of Gears, Forza, and Halo, we're getting ready now, 2021. Name me one AAA game that's released on this platform. Outside of Gears, Forza, and Halo.
This isn't a rhetorical question, yo. He's asking y'all a question.
Let me be realistic here. So
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, those are the main ones I would say I play. So it's like
outside you, like I said, I'm not a Halo guy, right? No, I'm not really a racing guy either. That's why but now Fable and Xbox Live make me an Xbox fan. And then they have that games like Jade Empire and Knights of the Old Republic. I'm taking you back. It might be a little old. I mean, probably been playing video games. You go boogers with candy. But and listen, it's not so much start a console war thing, but we got to be honest. When your biggest competitor, Nintendo, they've been blessed. I don't really care for Nintendo shit either. I mean, God forbid it was Nintendo was only console manufacturing. I know I wouldn't be gaming anymore. Because that art style and shit doesn't appeal to me. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not knocking those that like it, but not for me. So when your biggest competitor are releasing like The Last of Us, and that's all in the same year. Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, and still doing. Listen, here's the thing, right? Let me give it to you in parts, right? And we can maybe close the show with this. To me, all right? You look at games like, because outside of having Halo, Forza, Fable was the second and third party deal before they bought Fable, right? Now, and also was Gears before they went out and bought Gears this year, right? We know what the Xbox did, what they strongly so because no one questioned did the Xbox have games before, right? This didn't come up to about 2016. Now we could be subjective or or objective, right? But whether you can like something or not, but no one really questioned them not having no games. That never came up. And my shit going to PC and my console do, right? Because all their games always been on PC. You know what I mean? But it was been made a big deal. I'm talking about the console side of things, right? What they stopped doing outside of getting, actually, the last one was released was Quantum Break. Now, whether you like the game or not, right? They did great second and third party deals. They gave us nothing. So the public consensus was again, hey, you know what? Next gen, they gearing up for next generation. Check this shit out, right? We talking about motherfucking $1 trillion goddamn company. You came out this bitch with the start of it with nothing. Now we can talk about the Wuhan Dragon and COVID-17 or with nothing. These motherfuckers knew when and for the last they don't do knee-jerk reaction. You motherfuckers knew from 2016 or whatever you released a new console in 2020. I understand Fable because Halo because of the issues, and again that's not next gen, it's cross gen, but I'll give you that. One game, like nothing. Yeah. So and real shit though. So we can talk about the biased media and like you should be nitpicky both ways, absolutely. Like it's what they do. The IGNs, the Kotakus, but we gotta get the biggest knife and don't cut the bullshit. A lot of the Xbox wounds have been self-inflicted. You know what I mean? I've been buying consoles from. I've never bought a console where you didn't release with nothing. So you know what it is. So you put yourself in this thing where you have to, how you say, you're depending on third party to showcase what your console can do, and that's always a mistake. You know what I mean? When you're depending on Ubisoft with this, that, and the other, can't nobody take advantage of your hardware like you will. Most likely, third party you're going to do what they do, what's cheapest for them, and scale up, port that bitch across the board. It may look a little bit of the shiny, but really to showcase what your console can do, that really normally comes from first party. And I also guess I stand on this. I think from what I've seen thus far, I think Hellblade 2 is probably the best thing I've seen aesthetically, graphically. Whether the game is fun or not, that's another question for another day. But but you have nothing. You know what I mean? And again, since what have you been doing? So we talking about people always like to sing Phil his praise. We can't go back and blame this shit on Donnie. Even out the building since 2013, 2014, publicly since 2014. But he got the bootleg in December of of 2013. So this has been Phil's baby here. You know what I mean? That's that too much, or am I being too hard, or am I too high?
Nah, I don't think you said anything wrong. I mean, again, the last semi-exclusive was Quantum Break. No, but CC, please, here, I'm gonna hear your input.
No, I mean, I feel like you're completely right. You have this narrative that we feel like we've been waiting for more games, and they were just over the horizon. Then we get to the horizon, they're like just a little bit farther over that horizon. So that's kind of how you feel as an Xbox guy, but at the same time, it's kind of frustrating that they're not getting that same backlash from us that, like, say, CD Projekt Red is getting from the whole community.
But that's the thing, right? Because we've had other people here before, and this is probably the first time I've heard you kind of express it in this way, and it's.
I mean, I think we do need to start holding them to a higher standard.
You do. That's the thing. When do you guys get mad? You know what I mean? And it's not getting mad in the sense of, oh, well, now I have to buy another console because there's no games here. But like, if you want to be Team Xbox, cool. But you guys, people have a voice, and at this point, Microsoft needs to listen. And it's a damn shame.
Airing out my voice a little bit more now.
Yeah,
but I feel like that it needs to be said. Like, one of the biggest things, one of my most recent biggest issues was, Xbox has been having this ongoing lawsuit with their dead stick and all of this and that, and their most expensive controller that they send you.
Oh, the Elite.
The Elite, yeah, I'm talking Elite. Yeah. I've gotten both Elites, so I got the first series and I got this one. And they both come with this nice little case, and the case is super cool and all this and that. But they put the case is literally made to have no, like, little thumbsticks on there, so you can remove the thumbsticks, of course. Mm-hmm. And if you remove them, it fits perfectly in the case. If you keep them on, it's pushing up on this little mesh pad that's for your, charger cable or whatever.
So that will destroy the board camera back, man. Goddamn case. What's going on here?
The case is already destroying.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
The case is already destroying the controller, and then that was already one of my biggest issues with the first one. And then when I got the next one, when I got the next controller, they sent it to you with the thumbsticks on, and there was 2 clear indentations already in
the case.
The not even the case, but like the mesh in the case. Like, and mind you, pressing down for a long time.
And mind you, this is almost a $200 controller that you had to buy.
I got 5 of them. I got 5 of them. Yeah. I love the Elite. I mean, listen, Bungie. All I played was Elite Series 2.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I got a scuff. I forked over that $200 just for those back paddles.
But what I'm saying is, right, like, Xbox has dropped the ball in kind of all facets, not just the game, but even the controller. Like, what, like the
I'm at this point, like, I cut the mesh out of that part because that's literally counterproductive. I don't ever keep a cable in there. If I'm gonna keep the cable, I'm gonna tuck it underneath the controller.
Okay.
Well, I want to throw one piece of log in the fire. So today there was a leak. Someone who worked at GameStop went ahead and Dallas, I put up the graphic. Xbox Live Gold, 6 months, $60 now. We talked about this on this podcast, that there were a lot of indication that it's going up in price. Kind of like another way Xbox is kind of forcing you to go towards Game Pass to quote unquote save money on gold and stuff. Whereas games with gold is, a shell of what it used to be. Again, like Next Gen was saying with Phil, he's taken a different business approach. And, you could say, hey, maybe we're giving him a hard time. Maybe he's just doing what he had to do under Satya Nadella. But again, the question Z brought up, if you look at his whole tenure, not at Xbox, let's say, but as the head of Xbox, it's not too much. Dallas, run that thing. Whoa, that joint is blown up.
Yeah, it's picture.
No, what happened?
Okay, there we go. There we go. So as y'all can see, $60, $59.99 for a 6-month card.
Damn.
That's $10 a month. $10 a month, right?
Yes, you sent me a 3000 resolution picture.
Yeah, but what my Xbox people, or even Z, like, what's your thought on that? With them kind of going...
we talked about how much is not an Uber. How much is PlayStation a month? Is it $10 a month?
No, it's it's $60 for the whole year. $60 for the whole year, as
Yeah.
opposed to $60 for 6 months. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but on a monthly thing, what is it?
I think $10. I think it's $10 a month.
I think I think they're doing what I think. I think they're doing away with Xbox Live, or, you know what I mean, and adding both together. And adding both together. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. It's like, to me, with the Xbox Live, and because I got them both together, $15. It's like Netflix. I don't look at it. You know what I mean? And that is one of the. If you own an Xbox, that is one of the
caveat.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real talk. I ain't no cap. That is one of the bright spots of having Game Pass. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it was a very shitty service at first. You know what I mean? I said dollar games, and I want to be clear. This games like Bleeding Ass and those games are gonna be trash regardless without Game Pass. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be realistic. Like, people like to say, they don't care because those games are going to Game Pass. No, those games are going to be shipped regardless. And for any service to be good, with Netflix, they're going to have good shit in there. You know what I mean? In the long haul. So, like I said, it's like I said, if you want your service to grow, you can have a bunch of dog shit in there. You got to have quality shit to attract people to the. Exactly.
I mean, that was kind of like Game Pass was the butt of the joke for a long time.
Yeah. It's not the same. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not the same because I didn't get it again until what they had, the $1 or $2, whatever the fuck it was. Like, everybody signed up, but then they got games like
$1 for 3 months.
However the fuck it went, and then you got games like Gears and what's that shit, the Outer Worlds. You had a bunch of shit in there. You know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? And Streets Rage. Well, a lot of things didn't drop day and date, and I think that shit is dope. You know what I mean? And then you have we also have this thing. Well, Sony's not going to do. Listen, whatever. We got to get a second that thing with saying what Sony won't do or what Nintendo won't. No, like, it's a business. Like, I hear this all the time. Well, Sony would never. No, motherfucker, it's a business. You know what I mean? And P-Rock, my brother, God love him, but my man, old school to the motherfucker, right? And we went back and forth with the thing with the Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man made 180 million, whatever it did in 3 weeks, right? And Neth always keeping fucking receipts, right? First of all, that $180 million is not all profit, right? It's not, but it looks good, the number, right? But trust me, we talking about, and look, with all the great exclusives that Sony has, right? How much does Sony charge a month? And I hope Sony don't get crazy with the pricing, but let's say if they charge $15 to $20 a month, and they do the exclusive their day and date, right? So, because a lot of shit I wouldn't buy, play $60, say Fister, North Star. So, but I wouldn't play if it was in court. What's the service called? PlayStation Now or PlayStation Now, right?
Yeah, PlayStation Now. Yeah.
So you say right now, say if they add whatever PlayStation Plus number now, plus numbers are at now. We'll say if they're at now. I know they released some numbers not too long ago, but that service would implode. So people say, why they're not doing it? So the chart, the thing they released from them, they can, I won't say PlayStation Now, can hold no more of concurrent to between 3 to 5 million goddamn users. The shit will crash, right? This is why they're doing the deal with Azure, to handle the traffic. That's why they're not doing day and date. They couldn't handle it, right? But going forward, like, we talking about, let me say one thing. So you saying going forward, just say they get 10 million motherfuckers, right? And I'm lowballing it, but at $20 a month. Now you do that motherfucking 10 million a month, right? Times 20 times 12. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Times 12. We talking about recurring month after month, and people still going to buy. See, people worried about NPD and the game. You look at Madden, right? Look at its NPD month to month. You get the same goddamn 10 games, and they basically month to month NPD. Exclusive me chart 1 month, right? If you're lucky, 2 months, right? It may in the top 10 when you're gonna see the 2Ks, the Resident, the 2Ks, the Rainbow Sixes, the the Madden. They're gonna be there month after month, right? So we talking about, and again, people are still gonna buy the game. Still gonna sell. I've double dipped. You know what I mean? If we got a collector's edition, something like, I'm going to double dip. We talk about money on the back end, and I'm not advocating hyping them with money. People think again that the quality of the game was going down. No, games gonna be what's in the game. Now they second question the quality of the game, which doesn't make any sense to me. Putting the shit game to be part of a service. I've never been one to with the Alex Jones, with the tinfoil hat, or the quality of games. No, that's business. I don't think that's going to happen. But to add what we're saying, to add what we're saying, like before I think they're just going to do away with the live. You know what I mean? We'll start with the live and add them together. You know what I mean? Like I guess you see they're forcing you at this point. If you know what I mean, we'll probably suck. Like I know,
pretty much.
Yeah. But I would know. Normally, what I do though, I ain't gonna lie. When CDQs or Best Buy or something had the Xbox Live with them, or I bought 1 year for $35, and I bought a couple years of that shit, and add them together. You know what I mean? And so I have it for a couple years, but now I guess now I'm paying for $15 a month now. Now I got a part of EA. What's the EA Access in there now? Rumored Uplay supposed to be coming. I don't have I don't have an issue with it, but for those that do or don't want it, I can see why you say, maybe they're shitting, on them. But
I do want to kind of add on something you said about MPD. So they did drop the top selling games of 2020 via the MPD group, and I think it was actually pretty interesting. 4 out of the 10 are multi-platform games, which you'd expect. But six of those games are actually exclusives. I'm gonna just run down the list real quick. Number 1, we have top 10 best-selling games of 2020. Number 1, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Number 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Number 3, our first exclusive on the list, Animal Crossing, New Horizons. Number 4, Madden 21. Number 5, AC Valhalla. After that, it's straight exclusives. So number 6, we got Last of Us Part 2. Number 7, Ghost of Tsushima. Number 8, Mario Kart 8 DX. Number 9, Super Mario 3D All Stars, and number 10, which is a time exclusive, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Okay, let's have fun with this, right? Actually, look at the link too. You say the top 20, right? And that's not including digital sales.
That's top 10.
You see the little caveat there. That doesn't also mean that they're not adding also digital sales. But we can still have fun. Now, Nintendo, they are Nintendo competes with Nintendo.
Yeah, they're in the league of their own.
Yeah, so they're outside of Nintendo, you're always going to see their games in the top. You know what I mean? The NPD top 20. You know what I mean? Because how many Switches in the world today? The world about 60, 70 million. You know what I mean? Like they have a very high attach rate. Like, you know what I mean? You don't see too many multi-plats being sold on it. But what do you call it? The Last of Us 2?
Yeah, Last of Us 2 placed number 6.
Yeah, probably did about. I don't want to see the caveat. That in itself is an impressive, right? But what I mean by the NPD, right? So when did Last of Us 2 come out?
Came out in June.
All right, June. All right, so then we had when I say July. Then you had I'm sorry, August.
Was right after it, but that actually came out a month after.
Okay, not a problem, right? But so then, right, what I mean by I'm saying, you're not going to see Last of Us 2 really in the top 10 NPD anymore. You're gonna go back to seeing 2K, Madden. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I'm not saying not to shit on the Last of Us 2. You're gonna. I'll give you an example. And right back in, you're gonna see Grand Theft Auto slide right back up in there. You know what I mean? When that game went on, so 120 some odd million goddamn copies this generation. Whatever the fuck the case may be. That's what I mean. It's gonna sell well. You're gonna see when I see the top. You're gonna get it that first month. If you're lucky, that second month. But you're not gonna see it in the top 10 NPD anymore. You're gonna go right back to the same Madden, 2K, FIFA, this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And casuals push the market, like you said.
Yeah. Well, I'm just being real. Like, you know what I mean? I listen. God of War was probably my game of the generation, right? Until I played The Last of Us 2. And it's crazy to come from someone. I didn't finish Last of Us, the first one. I ain't gonna lie, them controls was dog shit. I got tired of walking around in buildings when nothing happening. That shit put me to sleep. Second one, I think it had too many flashbacks. But you know me, I'm a race child, man. I'm like, fuck, I take a fat ass and beauty before brains. I mean, fat ass bitch with fat ass, apple pie, fast car. That's me. But I'm saying, you know what I mean? But and I will probably maybe put that above the last of God of War. Like, this shit was crazy. Like, some of them fights, some like bananas, right? But again, like I said, you had whatever it did, right? Say if it did 15 million. I don't know what I don't know what it may have did, but I know the first one went on to sell about 17 million. That's between two platforms. You know what I mean? But what I was just saying that you're not going to see it again. You know what I mean? Not saying it ain't going to sell well or whatever. I mean, not including bundles, just that and the other. But whatever place it took, you can go back and you're going to see that same multiplayer again. So what I'm saying, even it being part of the service, because they don't get paid twice, you know what I mean? Trust and believe, you know, Last of Us 2, because of the game that it is, great game. You had the whole, that, you know, not the all right, but you know, the, how you say, call it, what do you call them shits? What they have, the SJW, you know what I mean? I don't get caught up on all that shit. I think that shit is weird, bro. You know what I mean? And what one sexual preference, I don't know, but I'll just play the goddamn game. And I didn't even know, I thought it was just crazy, right? I thought they was talking about an old girl, but she been on buff this, and she was a transgender, but I didn't even know the little Chinese dude, that's who it was. You know what I mean? Oblivious that we told a lot of shit. I didn't even know that was what he was talking about. Ellie, what was the other girl's name? Ellie and Joe, what was the other girl name? The stocky one.
Oh, Abby.
Abby, sorry, there you go. I thought when they were talking about all the transgender, I thought they were talking about her. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't even know that the transgender with the Chinese.
No, she was just swole.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, that shit be crazy to me. So you had to push back from that. It was a great goddamn game. Anyone's sexual preference, I don't give a fuck about that. It was a great goddamn game. You know what I mean? So what's motherfucker about? Again, what's my man? They like the Xbox name C+. They like the Xbox. That's what I'm talking about. When your competitors releasing games like The Last of Us 2 and following that bitch up with the Ghost of Tsushima, like, goddamn. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
2020 was good.
Yeah, and you ain't had nothing since motherfucking, you know what I mean? Since Tommy had a job on Martin. Like, that shit bananas, bro. Outside, you know what I mean? So
Game Pass exclusive.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It was a great goddamn game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I said,
I'm getting it for free on Game Pass next week.
Yeah, okay, but I'm sorry, what you say about Game Pass, bro? I didn't hear you.
I'm saying the Medium. It's coming out next week.
Okay, the Medium, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I think, like I said, I think Levon, God bless his heart, so he doesn't have Game Pass. I said, that's the best part right now. I'm having a goddamn Xbox. You know, exclusive. That should be day and date, you know what I mean? You know?
Yeah, I got it for my PC.
I think they got a bunch of shit up there right now, you know what I mean? You know?
Game Pass on PC too. They're gonna get my money one way. It's just not gonna be on the Xbox console, but hey.
I'm a console dude. Like, I have a PC 2080 Ti and that motherfucker. I just game on consoles, you know what I mean? And like I said, as far as that, because of everybody that I rock with, everybody that has a PC, you know what I mean? But even when that's why I was an advocate for crossplay, you know what I mean, between both consoles, as far as the multiplayer, you know what I mean? Whether it's Duty, Battlefield, shout out to Activision, what they're doing, you know what I mean? You know, and so again, Mortal Kombat, it being crossplay, you know what I mean? I think that's the dopest shit ever. You know?
Yeah, me and iTrip, you know, he's on the Xbox. We played zombies together, no problem. You know what I'm saying? That was really fun. So yeah, I'm definitely a big proponent of crossplay for multiplats for sure. I definitely think exclusives are important because they definitely set aside that console and give you a reason to buy it. Like every Nintendo console, for example, Nintendo lives and dies on their exclusive games. Period. No, like you said, no one's buying. Who's buying Doom 2016 for Switch? Who's buying Skyrim for Switch? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the option.
What they got? And what's another one? Monster Hunter World. They got that for Switch now too, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. You got you mean with that, but like I said, you know, it's the gift and the curse. Because best believe Nintendo. I'll give you an example. A publishing fee, right? Royalty fee. Nintendo gets. Well, Sony and Microsoft, they may have changed by now. If a game is $60-$70, right? Nintendo and Microsoft, Sony get about $16-$17 of that free money just for them publishing the game on your platform, right? For Activision releasing Call of Duty on it, they're giving them, and that's not including part of what they get for the microtransactions, like $16 or $17 like that, as far as a publishing free. Trust me, believe Nintendo would love to have some of that money too. Like, it's like kind of like the gift and the curse, but they're not competing with nobody but more or less themselves. I mean, Nintendo makes hardware wise; they make their hardware for their games. You know what I mean? And I don't think they're ever going to get out of that hybrid mode. You know what I mean? They kind of.
I think what they're doing works for them for sure, right?
Yeah, you know, not for me, but for those, you know.
Yeah, they do a great job right now. I think they kind of hold the market in the augmented reality in the AR space.
What are you talking about as far as what? I mean,
that's barely a space, dude. They have one game. I would say they hold the market in co-op game.
Minecraft Earth. That's an AR game. You can basically play Minecraft like on your couch, and like you can see like the Minecraft world and shit.
Yeah, but you can probably name on one hand how many AR games there are. Period. So I wouldn't really
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. You guys are right, but it's not really a thing yet. But again, when it comes to their exclusives, couch co-ops, right? There's many Nintendo games that you can play with someone else sitting right next to you. There's rarely a game nowadays on PS5 or on Xbox that offers couch co-op.
Yeah, well, that was for kids. I mean, realistically, you know, I mean, you want? I mean, like, bro. Yeah, bro. Come to my house play with Madden. We don't do that shit no more. All right, motherfucker, I meet you online. You know what I mean? Now, if you got kids over at the house, that's kids. But I have one last one went to somebody's house to play the video game with them. Like, no, fuck we. Fuck was God. But you're right. Exclusives are now. I look at it more or less like what PC is PC, which is two different. You know what I mean? Two different things. Like I will count Street Fighter 5 as being in PlayStation exclusive. I don't play on PC. Now you do have a small percentage of people that have PC, right? And then the consoles will be just for the exclusives. You do have that aspect. Raid small, you know what I mean? But you talking about as console exclusives, you know what I mean? Even like I mean, I just look at it was on the PlayStation. As long as it's not on the Xbox or Nintendo, like I was, you know what I mean? Always count that as an exclusive, you know what I mean? That's just me, you know what I mean?
And I'm the opposite of that in terms of like I'm a guy who, again, like you, I'm a console guy, right? Even though I'm in the middle of building a PC right now, it's really not to play games like that. It's to hook up my podcast. It's to be able to.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? Bro.
I prefer playing my shit on the TV. Like I got
to plug and play comes from PC, but the simplicity. Don't get all my friends did. You know what I mean? Like, but we did.
I don't want to play my. Yeah, I don't want to play my shit on the monitor. I want to play that shit on the fucking fat.
But what if your monitor is curved and 49 inches and wraps around your face?
I want to sit on the couch.
Man, y'all motherfuckers cheat a lot too. Y'all motherfuckers cheat motherfuckers, bro. I ain't lying. Yeah, I don't like to deal with that.
Step on their neck. Fucking.
Yeah, bro. Like liberal shit. Like I love crossplay, but crossplay should be between consoles. Like the Xbox and play.
I agree with that.
Y'all be cheating. Even fuck you have an advantage with the whole mouse keyboard. Fuck all that. The two motherfuckers call you Tibetan hackers. Y'all some cheating, cheesy motherfuckers. Yeah, y'all just some cheating motherfuckers, bro. Like, god damn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit. So when you say crossplay, I think it should be just between the consoles. You know what I mean? But
I agree.
That's just some cheap motherfuckers.
And also PC people are just it's just a little bit more toxic.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, you might want. Well, that's the way. I guess
Well, that's gaming in general. Look.
It's a whole nother level on PC.
There's like,
you play Cyberpunk? Yeah, that's on you.
No,
I can play Cyberpunk.
I was trying to play COD
every competitive
with my friends, and like the PC guys were like shitting on my friend because he had like a shitty mic, and like it was just sad. It was sad.
It was just bad.
I'm just again. I get. You want the better graphics, but I just like the simplicity of it. Like sometimes with my dog shit podcast, man, why I got an oil on this end? Don't touch nothing. You not touch shit. Coming in no fucking Windows been to the update, and I ain't got an audio over here. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on?
OBS not working.
Yeah, like shit crashing. But like I said, but then like I said, those that play buy PCs just to play multi-plats on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Then
that's what I'm getting it for sure. I got 3 months. I got a code from Discord, 3 months for Game Pass. I'm like, all right, bet. As soon as my PC, I'm literally just waiting the motherboard and the processor. Once I got that, we good to go. And I'm gonna hop on Game Pass. I'm gonna check it out. But I want to say this. See, I just canceled PS Now because I got a modded PS3, and I can get anything on there now. But my experience on PS Now wasn't that bad. But again, all the games I really wanted to play were all PS3 games that I had to stream. Now, don't get me wrong. I have great internet, right? So I can stream games all day. But when it comes to these first person games, and if you want to try to test the limits of it on streaming, you're gonna go a hard left, hard right, up, down, and guess what? The jump was still lagging. You know what I'm saying? Even with my top of the line internet. So, just to kind of put the end on the conversation. Yes, Game Pass has a great thing. They have day and date, and everything is downloadable, right? Less of a library, but with these new acquisitions, we're going to be expecting a lot of new shit. Plus, any big game that comes out from Microsoft Studio is going to be on Game Pass, right? And if you already subscribe, boom. And if you're not subscribed, guess what? They're doubling the price of gold now to force you to get into Game Pass. So you're going to get in there one way or another because they're bundling it as you get gold, you get literally everything in one service. So this will be an interesting year. See how things turn up. Z, appreciate for having you come on, bro. We definitely need to have you back on
bro. Yeah, thank you for having me, bro. Thank you for having me.
It's been fun.
It's been a great conversation, honestly. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it for coming on the Empty Ass Podcast.
You know,
thanks
JP. Everybody add me. We promote this motherfucker. Get a thumbnail made up. We going to promote.
Hey, yo, Z. First of all, look. Hey, don't just be prepared, man. I'm in the dojo right now, bro. I need my get back on Madden, bro. I need my get back on Madden.
Leave me alone with this shit, bro. Leave me alone, bro.
I'm in the dojo. No. I need my get back on Madden, bro.
Yeah.
I went out like a cold sucker. Nah, bro. I need
Z with the flow with you, bro.
Yeah. But bro, be like this sometimes. I be getting my ass whooped like sometimes, bro. You know what I mean? It is what it is, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I need to
as you should
avenge myself. I need to regain my honor.
Yeah, man.
I only dropped 6 on his ass, man. I got dusted.
Damn.
60.
Yeah, 60, bro. I got dusted.
Damn.
You got washed in Madden.
Not even in the first. Like I didn't even make it past the first half, bro.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Damn, 660 after the first half?
Nah, not even like before the first half, bro. Like it was end of the second
You
quarter.
just never play Madden again at this
You just
point.
throw away your
Just put down
console.
uninstall,
I'm fucking
delete.
tight, bro. I'm fucking
Sell
fuck
the
that. I'm in the dojo. I'm in the dojo. Nah, I'm not going out like that.
Dojo of denial.
For revenge.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. But again, Z, I appreciate for having you on, man.
For sure.
Really, I'll be honest, and I want everyone who's listening to know too. Like, I really appreciate you coming on. You were one of I think you may have been the first person I listened to in this space, and they got me introduced to this community.
Yeah. Well, first of all, not to cut you off with anybody in your show, not to make it long-winded. How long have you guys been doing it?
We've been doing this
4 months.
Yeah, we're
I'm
going.
gonna tell you something, right? Real talk. I'm gonna give you a little pick my brain, right? You gotta get me again. You gotta ask me the good question. All gaming. When the show you bring me back, you ask me all the behind the scenes shit, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And people don't know this, right? And it's for anybody in the chat. I can even see you guys that are watching still, right? You 7 motherfuckers out in the seat, right? Right? Shout out to y'all, right? Y'all the real motherfuckers, right? In the news. Shout out to y'all, right? People, because right now that's the thing to do, right? And you said, I'm gonna get me a podcast, right? Because everything, right? Come from Michigan, I remember they used to tease me. Not that I give a fuck grown ass man, but social reach just because we did a podcast every day. Well, it's not every day, but every week talking about gaming. And that's the problem. You see, even so many rappers, everything to do now, right? But believe it or not, when it was the harder things you can do, being a YouTube content creator, is having a podcast. The reason, ask me why. Why? They get 4 or 5 motherfuckers together, right? And I'm gonna give you. We gonna live on the cliffhanger, right? Well, I'm gonna give you from BGST, right? I always say this, that sometimes the smartest motherfucker in the room is the motherfucker you think is the dumbest. Like immediately, a lot of motherfuckers don't have a college degree. Facts, right?
Mm-hmm.
But people take the fact that I talk with a bunch of ebonics and slang that that I'm uneducated. I mean, I've been in jail this many times, which is farthest thing from the truth. But I use that to my advantage all the time, right? I said, my ass maybe no, it ain't no dumbass, right? I said, don't let that go over your head. But when you have 4 or 5 different personalities, right? And me, that's one thing with me, bro. I give you a layman. I'm always creating so many different ideas. Now I do be goat mouth and just committing and sticking with shit. But you had the Mooch and Crab show, morning show, all that shit was my shit. You guys go up and do this, like you guys do that. And one thing I would never do, I would never take credit away from any success they went on creating, because then it's you that had to, continue to go out there and do it. Same thing with Diller. All those guys, kudos for that, right? But when you have 4 or 5 different personalities, right? First of all, you get 4 or 5 motherfuckers together to commit their time. What you guys are doing? I don't know how many subscribers you got. The fact you guys are coming together and commit to it and to be it. Cool, right? This that we're gonna do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then forget the money, because I don't know if you get paid yet or whatever. That comes later. I'm gonna tell you about that in a minute, right? But then you get 4 or 5 different personalities. You're able to commit to it, the show, right? Then see that it grow, right? Real shit. Then what happens is along the way, if you're successful, you continue to do it, right? Then you get egos. Why? I don't know. Now I'm gonna tell you like it's real. I always say, excuse my French, I always been that nigga. Always flashy cars, and you have a lot of motherfuckers there ain't nobody in life. Not to say like the shit on anybody, but I mean, so when you come to this, you could be anything that you want to be, right? So me personally, I've always fuck with my subscribers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, be real shit. Like, I always fuck with those that fuck with me. Like, I stand on this. Everybody you see in my chat or part of this, that, and the other, all came out the audience. Like, this is facts. Like, you know what I mean? And some people think I say that shit because it's something cool to say. Now I'm serious. But then you get these egos, right? Like, why? I don't know, but it happens. And then consistently to come back, and you got 4 or 5 different personalities, right? So you're going from being this close-knit crew, right? And here you just say, boom, I got, well, not me, but just say, fucking me. I got my entourage. Booch have him, and he have his entourage. So we go together for talking every day, right? So now we just talk once a week during the show, which is cool, right? You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like you say, Heavy D, in the magazine, think everybody gets to be like that. You know what I mean? You go from being like tight, then what happened? Everybody you get motherfuckers in the middle and dictators, you know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? And then motherfuckers start, you know what, it happened, motherfuckers go to part. But again, to have 4 or 5 people to be dedicated to the show, to see, because I always say not my show, you know what I mean? It's our show, you know what I mean? Like our show. I mean, so we all can invest to see it grow. So you know what? Nothing, you go out there and do what you do, right? You get whatever you're doing. So whatever problem you get to go on your own side, supposed to be, right? And you bring it, you bring it back to the show, and we grow the show.
Yeah, that's what that's crazy because that's exactly when Nova came up with this idea. That's exactly what he said. You know?
But look, listen, the real shit, right? We say this now, and not a shot to any of you guys. I'm just telling you what happens, right? And I'm not the place to blame you what happens, right? Because I always make a stand, you know, we're realists, like, you know what I mean? I always say, I'm just joking, I'm Otis. Like, most ladies see, I think I'm Otis, right? But again, like I tell Pulse, whoever, go out and do your shit, bro. Constantly pushing, go out and then boom, we're right, and we got this show. We continue to grow the show, you know what I mean? And then everybody, it's not like you say that I'm pulling the weight, who pulling the weight. So what happens is real shit, right? Then motherfuckers, fuck, man. So then you hey man, I'm gonna leave that one alone. But then, like I said, you know what I mean? Then you have that, and then this one holding this one back, or this one, you guys will be so much bigger without, like, bro, it happens. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not just fucking podcasts, even the most successful R&B groups in the world, the Jacksons, whatever. You get like the star of the show, right? Egos. Like, I don't understand it, but I always pride myself on not being an ego. Because when you get to think you're too better than your subscribers, you know what I mean? You know, and I told Neff this real shit, right? And I don't have a problem with mooch or crap or anything. I remember Neff house is burnt down, right? This is what I mean, because me forming the broadband bullies, because they're right in the middle of the wall for a while with BGST, right? Mm-hmm. Me forming the broadband bully. And I remember Neff was out there tweeted mooch and crap and them about his house, and they didn't have the decency to even type him back. And mooch was crap. I'm sorry, Neff was the biggest fucking mooch and crap fan that was in the world, right? He had the mooch and crap tramp scan, right? And I'm like, and I stopped. I got so fucking mad. And I'm like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, first of all, motherfucker, you just as dope as you are. I mean, you just as dope as they are. You know what I mean? And secondly, like, nigga, like, they didn't even have the decency to fucking retweet you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't, whatever you been in chat, you're part of the Patreon. You understand what I'm saying? And again, that was a wake up call for him. Like, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? And like, the mom, like, stop. Like, you know what I mean? But it happens to them all. Like, I just seen it happen. Like me, I like I said this again, I kind of pride myself in just always being the same motherfucker you on the air, the same motherfucker I am behind the scene. I'm cool as a goddamn fan. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And but even with you guys, like I said, take my hat off to you guys. You know what I mean? I don't know how I started or whatever the case may be, but that you're here, you know what I mean? Hoping you motherfuckers stay together, you know what I mean? You know, and keep it, you know, once you guys continue to grow your platform or your craft, or listen, or even what you're doing, like this, because the more you do it, the better you'll come at it. You know what I mean? Because everybody does podcasts, right? You got to find your own niche, which separates you from what. And another thing I pride myself on, right? And whether niggas give me credit, like I always like to do something different, whether I got the cool room or, you know, always doing something different than what, you know what I mean, X, Y, and Z is doing, you know what I mean? And to you know what I mean, to separate yourself apart, you know what I mean? But
what was that podcast you did where you got like 2 people and you did them like a versus?
Oh yeah, like we do like the debates and shit, and yeah, you know what I mean. There's always like something to bring that shit back. Well, I say you missed the show, but expand your mind when we talk about the UFO, religion, and you know what I mean. That should always go left, you know what I mean. But like I said, what you guys do, I think is dope, you know what I mean. And believe it or not, when you know, I wish you guys nothing but the success, much success, and go back and look at, you know what I mean. You know, you say judge yourself in 6 months. You know what I mean? Where you are now, because again, the more that you do it, the better you become at it. You know what I mean? Your craft. You know, it's with anything. You know what I mean? Like some folks when they do videos or whatever, they have a script, or you know, where they write this stuff out. Like me, I just shoot from the hip. You know, something I can talk about. All right, when we'll talk about the X1 season of love. You know what I mean? But and you know, or how you say, or sometimes when some of my best shows are me just sitting back, shutting the fuck up, and me just being a fan of the show. You know what I mean? Just sitting, you know what I mean? Not everybody. Once you get a point where, you know what I mean? Because I'll be mixing new people in there that you don't have to talk all the time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We can all sing together. We can't talk together. You know what I mean? We get new motherfuckers in there. You know what I mean? Once you find you know what I'm not talking about. Of course, you had to argue between say J-Dubs or Post with them. Outside of that, but once you find your needs, like sometimes when new people come, they all right, it's my time to shine. Mom, I'm on TV, and then sometimes you just gotta shut the fuck up and sit back and listen. You know what I mean? Because they just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just being like again, just sit back with, you know, like I say, critiquing your craft. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I'm not thinking too long with it, but I'm just saying, or maybe telling you, like I'm always open to talk to whatever. You know what I mean? There's somebody to sit back critiquing. You know what I mean? Your craft and maybe a topic that he said X1Z you may not know much about. Like that's like me. Like if you're talking about something about Minecraft, I shut the fuck up. They got Minecraft. And who are? I don't know shit about Minecraft. You know what I mean?
But the people know they shit.
Yeah. So those who that may be their strong suit, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and listen. Try not to fall asleep.
Hey, best-selling game of all time.
I can dig it. I'm not negating it. You nerdy motherfucker. I ain't negating none of that. I'm just talking about just going forward. Like you know what I mean? Like sometimes, like I said, we can sing together. You know what I mean? So I think once you, like I said, get that down pack and. You're just showing if you guys continue to do what you do, you know, you guys doing it, you know what I mean? As things do, because right now, you do another thing. You guys are doing it for the love. You ain't getting near a dollar of this shit, right? It's a little funny how you know you're gonna before you monetize your platform or whatever, right? And even with me with Twitch, like I'm new over here, like I was trying to do it, like I could be Twitch streaming for like 10 hours. Nigga, I might have made second $70. Nigga, doing it for love. But again, I understand I had to grow. I had to grow that shit, like you know what I mean, like on the YouTube thing, you know, and be starting over, basically. Yeah, and be consistent, you know what I mean. So, but like,
I do want to say,
yes, sir.
Also, before I actually started this podcast, I want to say like a couple weeks before, I had hopped in your Discord. Like I said, I've always followed you. I had hopped in your Discord. This is before I got the MNC show look and all that stuff. And I was just talking with Neth and with the rest of the guys, and you just randomly hopped on. And I was, talking my shit, and I guess you were just listening to the background, and you were like, "Yo, you want to just hop on the show?" And I was mad nervous. It was my first time.
Oh, and
I appreciate that because you put me in the ring with Post Up, and I had to get my sea legs real quick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad CoolHand did the same thing. So it's like, much love to you, bro. That definitely.
Yeah, man. Honestly, Z, man, I appreciated just being continuously invited to the broadband.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, what I'm saying, like, it's tight. You know what I mean? Like, and it's definitely something that that the format is way different. I ain't gonna lie, and honestly, the format is really more up my alley because look, man, you talking to five. You talking to five Spanish motherfuckers, like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, you know what I mean.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure. Like, but like I said, but what you doing? You guys doing? I'm telling you, you guys enjoy this now. If you guys still doing it in a year, and sit back, you to do is, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I've become part where I forget. I create so much shit, shows or whatever over the years, right? It's in my catalog. I forget about a lot of shit that I do. So now I'm going out in my rants, like, oh damn, fuck, I did that shit. Put them in, you know what I mean, and like in playlists or whatever. You know what I mean? But just go back and look at your growth. You know what I mean? And I never, like I said, before views or never. I just, like I said, I was happy to get 100 views. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, 100 motherfuckers want to sit down and listen to what I got to say or whatever the fuck the case may be. Like that shit did blew my mind. You know what I mean? I always
Nobody be the first to tell you, man. I was the one that was kind of like overreaching when it came to like, yeah, I think we could hit 100 subscribers at the end of the month, and he was like, nah, man, like I don't think, like let's be happy if we get 10. Let's be happy if we.
That's what I did it for. You know what I mean? Like don't you know what I mean? That was just me. At the end of the day, like, you know what I mean, to have consistent or X1Z. But I'm just saying, what I'm telling you guys, if you guys are continue to do this, don't get me wrong. It's like it's hard. Everybody got real lives outside of this, right?
Yeah,
you do for a living, my man. There, whatever, motherfucker might lick doorknobs in public restrooms for a living. I don't know what the fuck you do, right? But you got your real life, and you got this, and you guys, and again, you have in common. You guys are gamers. I don't know if you guys know each other in real life, whatever the fuck the case may be. But just to give you a commitment to a platform to try to grow it and see what it goes beyond. And I think it's just I'm telling you, enjoy it now because everybody's doing it. Everybody making no money off it, right? Everybody just doing it for the love of it, right? So then again, you got the green-eyed monster, which is greed. You know what I mean? And then you got that, like I said, you know what I mean? And nobody got no egos, right? Right now, say you might get 1,000 subscribers. You see, you know what?
I got a bit of an ego. I can say I got a bit of an ego.
But I'm just saying though, like you know what I mean. So like right now, it's innocent. Like bro, some of my best times on BGST might have been, you know what I mean. I had 50 views or whatever the fuck I had. I was like 50 views, but whatever the fuck, you know what I mean. It was just fun. You know what I mean. We were doing it for, you know what I mean, just for us bucking the fuck out, and it was so cool. And then, but don't get me wrong, I don't have it. You know what I mean. I do have some bad things to say, but no. But once I don't think that I'm some bit of some. No, it ain't like that. I'm just saying. But then things change, people grow, or whatever the fuck the case may be. Maybe I was more their friend than they were my friend. Because, you know what I mean? That was one thing I had to learn. I had to learn the difference between this internet shit. Because I call you my brother, you're my brother, fuck everything else, right? Like, you know what I mean? And I will hold you to a higher, that I will hold anybody else. Because, you know, I was like this. I know me, and I know my intentions. You ain't had to do me like that. I'm a good dude. I'm solid. You know what I mean? Like, I do so much for so many people behind the scenes. So somebody to go out and do some weirdo shit. Like, bro, I know me. I know my intentions. You ain't have to do me like this, so I ain't got a problem. I said, really, like, I can really go the fuck off, like I said, and throw a motherfucker under the bus, but I just don't give a fuck no more. I just continue to do me. And as long as it's fun for me to continue doing what I'm doing, then I will continue to do it. You know what I mean? And, you know, and at the end of the day, but again, thank you guys for having me. You know what I mean? And
thank you for being here.
It's all honor, man. I appreciate it, man. This shit.
So we're definitely gonna have you on. We definitely want to get you back on again, and you know what I'm saying. We'll
bring it on. You can ask me. You can pick my brain about anything. You can pick my brain about the thing with David Jaffe. You can pick my brain about anything. I'm on my open book, man.
Let's definitely do that. So we'll try to plan some for the future. That way, you know what I'm saying, because I want to even put out. I want to talk about like how I even got in tune with you and like learn about the whole story with BG and BGST. I think that's a very interesting story. We got to save for another time. But yo, on that note, guys, let's do real quick our outros. $, what are you playing right now, man? Where can they find you real quick?
Yeah, I've been playing Demon Souls. I beat Cyberpunk, so I'm back in the Demon Souls. I'm at the last boss. I'm getting ready before I start the new game plus. Yeah, I'm having some good time with that.
All right,
where can they find me on SoundCloud?
There you go.
$. I got my mixtape.
My man. My man.
All right, and then I'm throwing his social on the screen for y'all. All right, iTrip, what are you playing right now, bro? Where can they find you?
Yo, I'm playing zombies on Call of Duty. I'm playing fuck else am I playing? ESO, healing everybody. And you can find me on iTrip2 on the box and iTrip2_ on Twitter.
There you go. CC, I know you've been had to go, but go ahead, man. What are you playing right now? Where can I find you?
Hey, baby, I'm here for it. That's what we do, baby. Xbox, you can catch me at Budzslightyear. IG 2020 WRXSTI. On Twitter, it's CC1. Twitch, CC1 as well.
And what are you playing right now, brother?
Currently diving headfirst back into Destiny Beyond Light. Again, that's just a nice little refresher.
All right, bet that. Good looks. Cool Hand, what are you playing right now, bro? Where can they find
CC, are you playing that on PC?
No, I'm playing it on Xbox, but I've actually been thinking about getting it on the PC really bad.
Yeah, I mean that's where I play.
Stay on the box so we can run it when I get it, yo.
All right, my time real quick. My time.
Give him this time. We it's outro.
Yeah. Y'all can find me on IG. You can find me on Twitter, and you can find me at Twitch, all under the same fucking name, CoolHandCruz. And you can catch me not Friday because I'm gonna be hanging with my lady, real life shit. Saturday I will be streaming Duke Nukem 3D on Twitch, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Catch me. Don't fucking sleep. INSOMNIACS Podcast, Broadband Bullies. Yeah,
what's show, man? No. Praise God.
I don't know. I don't know if you killed the show already, but if not, I'm throwing Next Gen's info.
Oh yeah, I'm about to go on Twitch right now. Hang out with the guys.
Hey, Next Gen.
Yes, sir.
Try and hop in one of your podcasts one of these days, guy.
Who's this talking?
CC.
Okay, brother, no problem. I'm going live tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you the link. I'm going live tomorrow. I'm going live. I'll be live at 6. We link about 5:30. So if you want to rock out, you can if you want to.
About that.
I followed you on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. What you do is hit me right now on Twitter. Let me know.
I bet I hit
you. Okay, brother. I'll be live tomorrow.
Yeah, Z.
I just killed the stream.